But even at 1,000 pounds, that shit ain't weighing me down.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Let me get a mic check real quick. Put a 1 in the chat room if you can hear my voice. Y'all know what time it is. You know how the routine go. Let's get it in. Wild Out Wednesday. Call it wow. Wild Out Wednesday. Wow. That's what we doing. Wild Out Wednesday. I'm getting some little background noise. Wisdom Seeker, is your mic muted or not? I just need to know. To make sure.
No, I just unmuted.
Okay, cool. Well, that little ticking from you, it's all good. It ain't big. I was just making sure it wasn't none of my equipment.
Okay, so they're my fan. I turn that bitch off if you want me to, though.
Okay, that's what's good. So they can hear me and they can hear you on your end. We got wands out there. So let me just go ahead and let people know what we here today for. We here today because I wanted to kind of switch up the topic, right? A lot of my subscribers were saying, bro, how long you gonna talk about the coronavirus? I'm gonna keep talking about it as long as I get new information on it. But I do get their point, so I did mix it up today. People was emailing me with other topics. Wisdom Seeker was one brother, had another topic. I decided that'll be a good topic to just kind of mix it up with something else. So everybody's, COVID-19. And even with this show, we still gonna debate about the coronavirus because I've been covering it, but I don't know everything. So there was a lot of people that was in opposition. And if you want to join today, it is a community open panel. You can come up, you can correct me, you can do whatever you want to do concerning the coronavirus information. And I will be attentive. I won't be rejecting it just to debate you. You know what I'm saying? If you make a point that I'm not aware of and it makes sense, I'll say, oh, thanks for the correction. I was wrong about that. You're right. So this is a serious issue. It ain't a matter of just winning a debate. So if you felt like I was wrong about anything I've been covering with the coronavirus, or even some things I missed out on, join the open panel, let your voice be heard, because the people need the information. I ain't the only one with information. Let my brother Wisdom Seeker introduce himself, and let me thank him for joining me today. Brother, you want to go ahead and introduce?
What's going on, everybody? I appreciate you having me on, Bro Sanchez. My channel name is Wisdom Seeker, so that's what I go by, you know what I mean? And we just come do our thug thizzle from brother to brother, you know what I mean? Just get some knowledge to the people, whichever way it go, from whatever mouth it come from, feel me?
That's facts. Let me give a big shout out to Backpack Zoe. And let me give a big shout out to my sister, Shanika Stokes. Thank y'all for the super chat donations. Let me give a shout out to Nathaniel Hills. Appreciate the donation, the Cash App donation. Shout out to my sister, Ash Cash. She said, check my email. Thank you, sister Ash Cash. I am going to check it, and I'm going to have to probably search for your name. Let me do that right quick. I want to do that right now. Okay, well, you haven't sent me a recent... Oh, okay. Now I could go to this old link, but you haven't sent me a recent link. This link you sent me is for a playlist that don't exist no more. But send me an email right now if you're listening, and I'll check it. But with that being said, me and the brother Wisdom Seeker is gonna educate you. What you're gonna get today is two different perspectives on one concept. That concept is melanin, right? This is a very important discussion because this goes into more of who we are, what makes us who we are, uniqueness. It goes into a lot of the deception on the term melanin and how it's been used to keep us from knowing who we are. And we're going to talk about the ancient concept of what would have been called melanin, because most people don't do that. Melanin is a new word. It's a new concept. Only came around in the 1900s, mid 1900s. The modern term melanin come from the Greek word melanos. But today I'm gonna go into the ancient interpretation of it prior to the Greeks, what before it was even called melanin, and that'll give us more insight on the deception on what later became interpreted as melanin. So what this is going to lead into topics about the human pineal gland. We're going to get deep today. I know y'all like to be enlightened. So that's what we're going to do today. But wisdom, what I'm what I'm also able to do, I'm able to pull us up a screen share. So if you say something, or if you at any point when you going into your spiel, right? If you need me to pull up something, I can do that for you, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
So did you want to break the ice on this whole melanin thing and reiterate and kind of state your stance on what you talking about when you say melanin? Because one thing we got to put on the table is that you can look up the definition of melanin. That's what the mainstream scientists tell you. The modern term we use for melanin, we use the term they made. However, each individual may have their own definition. So for example, you didn't make up the word called love. The Greeks did. You use a word that somebody already made up and defined. Now, you're going to use the word because you speak English, but you don't have to use Merriam-Webster's definition of love. That's what we got to point out. Like, just because I'm using the word love because I speak English don't mean I got to define it how Merriam-Webster did. So now that we got that out the way, we want to see how the brother Wisdom Seeker actually defined what we call melanin in his way, so we have clarity and less confusion. Go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir. And I'm glad that you said that, though. But today I was going to stick emotionally with the mainstream. I didn't want to put my own ideology on it too much, right? And so basically, it's the same concept, you know what I mean, that it's just black pigment or whatever. But I think the difference is between how I look at it and most people look at it. When we say melanin, we just automatically assume black, you know, and that's not the case. You know what I mean? Pigment, it just gives color to the skin, period. Whether you black, white, tan, no matter what you is, everyone possesses melanin.
Okay, so if you're going by the mainstream interpretation, then that's where kind of the difference is gonna come in, which will be fine. But we're gonna get clarity here. So I put up a screen share just in case we need it, because I know we're gonna need it. Now, let me just say this. I'm gonna first start off with the etymology of melanin. Let's pull that up. Remember, if you want to debate the coronavirus, we will be talking about that. And me and the brother Wisdom Seeker will briefly touch on retroviruses. Looking up melanos. All right. So the etymology, as y'all can see, is what he just said. Melanin is the dark brown or black pigment found in animal bodies. Modern Latin with chemical suffix. The first element is from Greek melas, meaning melanos or black. People, this is kind of pseudoscience. To the least, it's a surface level. I'm not saying nothing against wisdom seekers. He's just sharing the information that he learned from the mainstream. Since I question the mainstream, that's where the debate come in. So let me just explain something. Melanin in its etymological origins never really referred to humans. It referred to animal bodies. That's one thing we got to point out. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, one thing we want to find out is how is a hormone being secreted from the pineal gland when the pineal gland, see, let me pull this up for you. See, because that's what we've been taught. We're taught that melanin is a dark pigment secreted by the pineal gland. Now check this out, right? Here's a picture of what we're calling the pineal gland. And the only thing I want to point out about this is that I can debate on whether or not it's a literal hormone that's being secreted to give you your color. That's one debate. And we can go back and forth with that, because one argument can be, how do we know it's even secreting a hormone at all? Can we see like this liquid hormone called melanin in a jar? Now there's a brother that followed me by the name of Dre Midas who did show, let me see something. I think I can pull it up here. Melanin. And I tried to look for like actual melanin in a jar, or some way you can touch the melanin. And he showed me something, but it wasn't. In other words, when you go in a sperm bank, there's a substance that's secreted from the male penis called semen. You go in there and you masturbate. You can sell that sperm to the sperm bank. You can get paid. And they can collect it in a jar. You can look at it. You can see the little white thing swimming and all this shit. What I'm saying is, if the pineal gland is secreting a hormone called melanin, can we capture this melanin in a jar? Can we touch it, look at it, observe it like any other specimen? Do you want to answer that one, brother?
No, I don't really think so. The thing about it is, I think if I'm not mistaken, it's melatonin that comes out of the pineal gland.
Well, melatonin is a medicine that they make with melanin.
Hold on,
it's a sleep medicine for people who have problems sleep. They can use melatonin to help them sleep.
That's right, and that's what the pineal gland produces. You see what I'm saying? And the pituitary gland produces serotonin. All right, but now when I look at melanin, this is how I see it. Okay, I'm gonna go give you my spiel that I got wrote down for you, Sanchez, so I give you a more comprehensive idea of what I think the process of melanin is. Okay, it's that melanin is a dark brown and black pigment in the hair, skin, and iris of the eye. The origin of the word melanin is melis, or meaning black, like you were saying, right? And they say, why is melanin produced? Okay, melanin is produced as a response to UV radiation in order to prevent damage to the DNA. All right, it's individuals who are exposed to UV light, such as the sun, will produce more melanin for protection. And it says the problem with this, unfortunately, is that protection solely depends on skin sensitivity, being mainly based on pigment levels. Okay, so you know how they say black people have more pigment than white people, all this kind of stuff. So that's why they saying it's a disadvantage, because we just typically the darker your skin, you just have higher pigment levels, where you can sustain sun for a longer amount of time for the most part. But as I continue reading, right, melanin is also a part of the mitochondrial DNA, which is a thread gradual.
Now, hold on. Okay, yeah, keep going. You're right. I'm getting a little beep in the background, and I'm trying to stop it.
I'm sorry, that was like a little alert that came from somewhere.
That's from my end. Go ahead.
Okay, it say melanin is also a mitochondria. Is mitochondrial DNA, right? It's a thread gradual, also called melanin gradual cell. So a thread gradual and a melanin gradual cell is the same, which are melanocytes. melanocytes. That's how you say it, all right? And they say that houses the melanin. So it's like this. Okay, you have melanocyte cells. Okay, these melanocyte cells is what holds the pigment melanin. So it synthesizes, it becomes melanin. Okay, and so what activates the melanocyte cells is the UV rays from the sun. You see what I'm saying? So it's like from sun to the melanocytes to the melanin, you know, and that synthesizes into becoming, it converts into ATP, which is a chemical energy or currency, you know? And it's, okay, in the melanocytes, well, I'm gonna stop right there, Sanchez, just because you want to get in right quick.
Okay, can you see my screen share?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yes, sir, I see it.
All right, so what I'm about to say is very deep. I want everybody to listen. So melanin is said to be a hormone secreted by the pineal gland that's responsible for not only giving you your unique skin tone, but also your personality, and it's also the what they call the God liquid that sort of connects us with the universe, and it's associated with the decalcification of the pineal gland. Hold on, people, quit messaging me everything right now while I'm live, please. What's open? What the hell is this? So, but check this out, y'all. So melanin is said to give you basically individuality. Let me close this thing real quick. I think it's this back chat. Let me close the back chat. All right, so melanin is said to be this hormone secreted by the pineal gland that's giving us individuality, and is also linked to your ability to connect with the universe. So they said the people with the most melanin can connect with the universe better than others. Basically, they say melanin is linked to your vibration, and all of this stuff is linked to what some call the God gene. So what are we really talking about? Since there was no word called melanin, but the concept of individuality coming from the universe actually predates the word melanin. Frequency. When we talk about melanin, we're talking about your individual frequency, your vibration. I don't know if y'all know much about melanin, but it's deeper than skin pigmentation. When you learn about it, they actually teach that without a lot of melanin, your connection to the universe isn't as great as others. More melanin, the more stronger your antenna is to the cosmos, basically. This can be very racist, and it can create a type of dialogue where people who are darker saying we're the children of God since we can connect most and we have the most melanin. But this right here is the divide and conquer mistranslation of the concept of this unique frequency that connects the body with the soul and gives individuality. Before it was called melanin, it was called melody. Because what is melanin? Everything I just told you was really your rhythm. Each human is a unique rhythm, and your melanin determines your skin tone. That is called color. You have color in music. Remember, color is a term we use in music. Melanin gives frequency. What is music? Frequency is dipped with vibration. Each human is an instrument. When they talk about the hormone that's secreted from the pineal gland, they never show it to you. But what we do find, what's secreted from the pineal gland, is the aura. What we're calling melanin is actually melody, because each human is an instrument. Now, how well are you playing your melody? Just That's because, right. You see, so when you understand that every human being was the same color when we started off, want me to tell you what color that was, my brother, Wisdom Seeker?
What's that, sir?
We were all clear. We didn't have a color. Every last one of you was a clear egg and a clear sperm cell. You didn't have a color. Now, when the physical self manifested in the fetus of the mother. As the soul landed into the body, the soul gave the flesh its color, because the soul is the music, the melody is the color of a song, right? So the physical self without the soul in it would be like an instrument playing no song. It's a guitar, but it ain't plucking no notes. Once the soul land into the body, the vibration of the soul is what gives the body its what? Color, which is melody. That's part of your vibration. Everything about you is the physical manifestation of the soul that you can't see manifesting its appearance in the body. So what I'm saying is, what we see secreted from the pineal gland is auric energy. Everything the ancestors taught about auric energy is what they say about melanin today. They say it's secreted from the pineal gland, where the aura is too, and the crown chakra is the secretion. They say it's responsible for your individuality. That's exactly what we teach about the human aura. Each aura is at its own vibration. Each heartbeat is different, because the aura that powers our body is interacting with the cosmos differently. Let me show you what's going on. Melanin is the frequency by which individual human receives information from the universe. Now, let me simplify that for you. Every human body is powered by the creator outside. And the connection between the physical body and the universe is the aura. This aura is the soul, which getting this energy from the creator and fueling it into the body. This soul is the mediator, the messenger in between the body and the creator. And it allows them both to occupy the same space, flesh and spirit. So the spirit powers the body. But the thing about it is this: every star in the sky, even the sun and moon, are light beings, luminaries. What your pineal gland is, it's a black hole. What they're not teaching you is that there's a void in the middle of our head. There's some negative space where there's nothing there. It's like a chamber, right? It's like a chamber in there. Here it is right here. Here's go a good depiction. So this is like a little chamber of empty space. Now, there's nothing you can pick up and look at. It's just empty space. But what they realize is they're detecting the huge vortex of energy in that empty space. This is why the ancestors said that the pineal gland is the seat of the soul and that it's a spiritual gland. When the ancestors said it's a spiritual gland, they was telling you that the energy that they're detecting in the head is actually a vortex that's fueling the body, called a crown chakra. But since they don't teach about chakras in the hospital, they cut the head open and they show you the chamber. And they only teach you about the flesh that you can see. They don't tell you that the empty space inside of this chamber is creating a huge vortex that they can detect. So the actual pineal gland ain't what you seeing. Listen, I can cut your head open and see your brain, but I can never see your mind. It's the invisible mind that powers and feeds the visible brain. They're showing you a visible brain and interpreting as an invisible mind. That's deception. They only gonna point out to you the flesh parts when that ain't even, the energy is feeding that from an invisible location. And I got news for you. The hollow space inside of this chamber is actually the spiritual gland that you can't see, that's fueling the connecting the brain with the soul. Think about this picture. What influences your mind? Before TV, what influenced us was the luminaries, and it simply influenced us. It didn't influence us negative or positively. What moves the universe is influence. This is where we get astrology from. So let me explain to you what's going on. Inside of our brain is basically a black hole. Now let me show you light under a ferrocell. I know I'm being long-winded, wisdom seeker, but we this is what, yeah, you know, we here to do today.
Good thing.
So here is light. This show you what happens when light enters a black hole. So let me show you what's going on. Here is a picture of LED lights around a ferrocell. In the middle is a magnet. And when you cut the lights on under the ferrocell, which is a magnetic fluid, you can actually see the electromagnetic energy field of the magnet. It's invisible, but the light is showing us the pattern of it. This is the Ouroboros snake, or the all-seeing eye, flower of life. But anyway, the crown chakra, the crown of thorns that Jesus wore, Jesus put on a crown of thorns. We all have on a crown of thorns. And from a top-down view, this is what it looked like. So all of the light being sucked into this black hole is basically you. There's a black hole in the middle of your brain. And since light can't escape a black hole, all of the stars in the sky are serving you. What do you mean, Brother Sanchez? They're bending to you. You're a king with a crown or a queen with a crown. This is why they call it the crown chakra, because every light in the sky is sucked into your black hole. Every human has a black hole in the middle of their brain, in the middle of their head. And since light can't escape a black hole, each one of us is pulling our light energy from the stars outside, and it's creating a crown around everybody's head. So every single human is tethered to the stars. Now check this out. Mute your mic for 1 second, wisdom seeker. I'm gonna wrap this up. I knew it would be, I knew it would be long, but I gotta do this.
No, it's all good. Hold on, let me get to it. I got you. Go ahead.
So listen, what's happening is the light that's poured into your head is musical notes. Each star is like a musical note, all the way down to the sun and moon. And the universe is playing one song that we're all hearing differently, meaning the universe is giving us all one song. The universe giving us all the same luminaries outside to build our crown chakra to feed into our black hole to fuel the body. But the way we pull it in is different. This what gives you your individual vibration. So think of your mama holding a hose pipe, and she got 10 children with their mouths open saying, I'm thirsty. Now she ain't speeding the rate of the water that's coming out the hose pipe up for each children, meaning she ain't gonna cut the faucet up fast for the daughter, then make the water come out slow for the baby. She's going to give everyone this same hose pipe and the water coming out at the same speed, and she going to put some in all of y'all mouth. But now some of the children going to drink it faster than others, and some of them going to take slower gulps, but she's still giving it to all of us at the same rate. This is what gives us individuality. The universe is feeding us the energy all at the same rate, but the rate by which you suck it in builds your heartbeat. This builds your individual heartbeat and your individual vibration and connects you to the universe in the same way they say melanin does, but this is actually melody. Okay? So each human is like a sink drain. Like think of your kitchen sink with the water go down the sink. But think about this though. What if you had 10 kitchen sinks or human bodies and you cut the water on at the same speed in all of them? All right. That's what nature doing. She going to feed us all the water, the energy at the same speed. But check this out. Some of the drains in the sinks are bigger than others. So my kitchen sink got a little bitty hole. Your kitchen sink got a big old hole. So the water is taking longer to go down my little drain, but you guzzling all yours up because your drain bigger. Now she giving us all the water at the same rate, and we gonna all process it and it'll never overflow. No sink will overflow. Some may just have a little bit more water in it than others, but we still drinking it in small gulps. This is what you call fast lane people and slow lane people. Some people, right? Each human is an explosion. And some explosions are big explosions that last for a short time, but they make a huge impact, like Tupac, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. They weren't here long, but they made a big impact. Others, like old wise teachers, they still exploding, but it's a small, spread out explosion like a smoke bomb, right? Something like that, a small explosion like that, like a candle burning out type of explosion. That's the wise sage in the mountain who don't really come out. He stay around long and make a good impact over time for a few people who become sages, meaning that if he keep his candle burning long, he can have others light their candle from his over a long time till he burn out, and they can keep lighting others' flames, passing the knowledge of the sage. Different kind of explosions, right? Because you can still have an explosion like Bob Marley, boom, short life, but his shit still gonna have others mimicking that type of connection with the universe to burn out their energy quick. Like them are the spiritual kamikazes. Those are warrior spirits when they say the good die young, but the wise die old. And there's a paradox there between the different types of personalities you get as teachers. But just to stay on track, I'm showing you how everyone is different based upon the way they are channeling the energy of the cosmos. We're all getting the same song, but we're different radios. So if I played your favorite song on my computer, it'll sound different than if I played it in the car. And it'll sound different if I played it on an old school boombox. It'll be the same song, but when you play it on different radios, it's gonna sound different even though it's the same song. So each human is a different radio playing the same song, is what I'm saying. The rate by which we're channeling the frequency. You see what I'm saying? This is what we're calling melanin, is really melody, because each human is an instrument. And that is linked to your skin pigmentation, because when the soul leaves the body, everyone becomes the same color, which is jet black. I don't care if you was the whitest person in the world. When your soul leave that flesh, your corpse is gonna look like it was burnt in a house. No matter what color you are, we start the same color, we end the same color, because what colored your body in the first place was the life energy in it. So when that leaves, you have no color, you're just dark, you're burnt color. And before you come, you clear. So you see the color sinks into the body. When the baby is born, they look white. It take a baby a couple of years to get their natural color. All babies come here lighter than what they actually be. Even if it's a jet black baby, it came here lighter than what it was. Everybody know if you look at your baby picture, you was a little lighter. It takes a minute for the soul to settle into the body and for that color to fully be, to resonate through the flesh. You see what I'm saying? As the spirit saturates the body, you get your unique skin tone that every one of us are. Now, when the soul leaves, you lose your color. This is very important. This is how ancients would have interpreted what we're calling melanin. Now, let me mute myself and hear what my brother Wisdom Seeker's got to say. And we can start taking emails if brothers want to join the open panel, man.
Oh yeah, man. I like everything you said, man. But if I had to be honest with you, the main thing you're talking about when it comes to like sleep cycles and all that type of stuff, you're talking about melatonin. And melatonin and melanin is different. All right, even though they both are stimulated by the melanocyte, you see. But the melanin itself it deals with the pigment and all that turns into keratin, which ends up being like your hair and claws or fingernails and stuff like that, you know. And it gives structure to your cells. Basically, is what DNA is what pigment or melanin.
Now I know I've been talking a long time and I'm already cutting you off, but when this is what I want to share with you. When you say melanin gives structure to your cells, what I'm telling you is that the ancestors taught that your torus field gives structures to your cell. They said we exist in a plural and singular state, meaning that your soul is one thing, but your souls or your cells are copies of that one thing around your body. That energy around your body is an ocean, but the cells in your body are drips from that ocean. As the spiritual energy passes through the body, it fragments into cells. So the soul becomes souls or cells, selling through the body to get back to the other side. See, because once they exit the body at the bottom, they become back one with the ocean, like raindrops falling in the water. This is actually what's giving you your cellular structure, your auric energy. Yeah,
that's right. And just to elaborate on what you're saying in agreement, but to still stand on my point as well, and to bring your point in emergence with mine, right, is that the torus field that you have around you, that people can see on the screen right now, the human biofield. Skin is the same thing as that. You know what I mean? Like Sanchez was telling you guys that it interacts with the outside. Your inside interacts with the outside. So if you look closely at your skin is like a web. You see what I'm saying? And so the web is the same thing that's going around the earth, as above, so below. And so, like Sanchez was saying, all of us that know about light and everything like that, we fully understand that atoms, so-called atoms, comes from light, which is the electron, protons, and neutrons. Okay, and so this is the fundamental principle of atoms. You see what I'm saying? That's the basis of atoms. You see, and so we all know that we are made up of atoms. Our whole structure is not solid. It is a bunch of atoms together being compressed, spinning in a torus field, which makes up our self. You know what I mean? Which is just is magnetism and electricity coming together in the middle, what we call the inertia, aka our Earth. So let me say it in a clear form. Okay, so from above you have all the solar energy that's coming into our atmosphere. And then from below, which the earth, you have all the magnetism coming up out of the earth. And so they meet somewhere in the middle of the sky, which gives form where we can see. And everything that we see comes from light, okay? So just so you guys can keep it all together so they won't always send us this way and that way, you know what I mean? Light is the same thing as the electromagnetic field, you know what I mean? The electromagnetic field is the same thing as atoms. Atoms and all that, so electromagnetic field is the invisible and the visible alike. You know what I mean? So we're talking about the wind and the air and all that type of stuff. We see it cycling around. That's the energy that we're talking about, you know? And so, but just to keep it to what I'm saying, okay,
hold on a second. Hold on. Let me give a shout out to Caught You Trolling. Said, keep up the good work. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too. Thanks for the donation. Sending out all invites now. Come on, guys. Go ahead, my brother. Sorry about that.
Yes, sir. And so just to give people the concept of what I'm saying, what you're saying, right, that we are talking about two different things for one, right? But it's still a good topic. So like I was saying, the melanin itself is actually what gives you pigment, okay? It interacts and it turns to keratin, and the keratin goes into this and goes to that. Okay, it all originates from what they call, hey, Sanchez, will you pull up a neural crest, please? A neural crest. But when you put up a picture of the neural crest, you will see where everything originates from. You know what I mean? Everything originates from your neural crest.
I got it up there on the screen.
Yes, sir. So everything forms out of that. All your cells, your melanocytes, and all, you know that circle with Sanchez.
Right here.
Yeah, the one that got the zero. Yes, sir. That one right there, or any one that looks like that one.
I got you.
Yes,
there
sir.
You go.
And so you know how we always speak of the 0 point and everything like that, and you guys do symbolism all the time, so y'all can clearly see what we're talking about. That's your zero. Everything flows out of that. All your major organo structures comes out of your neural crest, and I can't see the other name of it.
But you know, can I say something real quick?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Did you know that the word crest was a synonym for crown, and the word neural was a synonym for neutral? And when you put them together, you're saying the neutral crown, because the crown chakra is giving you neutral energy from the universe. Like I said earlier, the universe is giving you influential energy. This is how we get zodiac, by personality, by how we use the influence, but the universe ain't going to influence you negative or positively. It's just going to influence you, and you translate it into a negative or positive in experience. So what we're saying about that right there, that connection to the universe, is based upon the crown chakra or the neutral crest, that neutral chakra that's giving you that neutral energy. But go ahead, brother. I'm cutting you off. Go ahead.
I love it, man. Cut me off every time. You know what I mean? Hey, it need to be said, need to be said. But just like what he said, so I'm just going to pick it back further off what he's saying. You know what I mean? So as he just said, right, it's a neural crest, right? So it means it's the neutral crown. And so I want people to understand, when we speak of neutral, right, we speak of the cross. You know, people talk about the cross and all that type of stuff, but I don't think we really understand what it is. So originally, the so-called X was a cross. And we know, like, Mary Xmas and all that is Mary, it stands for Christ, right? So we always talking about the 0 point. We're speaking on the psyche. You see what I'm saying? Everything is about the psyche. It's like how you interpret your reality. Okay. So now when we see the 0 point, as we're looking at it, and everything comes out of it, neural means neutral, right? Means nothingness. So when we say nothing, don't look at it in the aspect of meaning of absent of the absence of. It's not the absence of, okay? Nothing just means no thing, okay? And so now when I say no thing, when you think about the word thing and what they told us it means in English, thing is something that's like a matter, a tangible object, something that you can actually put your hands on, you can deal with it. That's a thing. So what we call this electromagnetic energy that Sanchez explained to you guys that we are connected through to, and the ones that has a higher amount of pigmentation, so to speak, can obtain higher aspects of frequency and consciousness, or whatever the case. That's your 0 point. That's that thing that you can't see. Those are those thoughts that you walk around, you deal with every day, the one that you ignore and the one that you act on. Okay. So now, since I've leaned to that area of this, so to give you guys the whole concept of what life is all about in general, and what I believe personally, or what I know personally in my own walk of life, you know what I mean, is that the idea is to learn how to connect the invisible with the visible. So that's material with non-material. Okay, so now understanding that your body is a material thing, and you guys have already been through the school of thought about the mother goddess and all that type of stuff. So we understand that the word matter comes from the word mother, okay? And then if we go a little deeper, we'll understand that that's the matrix, okay? That womb means matrix. So understanding that, we are wrapped inside the matrix. As I explained to you guys already, that your skin is the electromagnetic field. It's the exact same thing, you know what I mean? So we are wrapped within a matrix, and we are still living within another matrix. So we're matrix within matrix, you know? But I think I need to let somebody else talk. You know what I mean? I think I said enough. If somebody want to get something in, man.
I think what you meant to say was the electromagnetic energy field is wrapped around your skin.
Exactly. Well, I'm saying it in a polarizing aspect, okay? So it's that and this, okay? So you, as within, so without. As without, so within. You know what I mean? So yes, like what you're saying, it's one and the same. You know what I mean? You are in it and it is in you. You see what I'm saying? So it's like no real separation. And so like,
listen. You know, let me say. Okay, go ahead.
Let me roll. So I'm rolling right now. All right, so now he was speaking to you guys about the pineal gland already, right? And so the pineal gland exerts melatonin, all right? And so the pituitary gland secretes serotonin. Hey, Sanchez, would you do me another favor, sir? Would you please pull up the thalamus, please? The thalamus of the brain. And so you have the pituitary gland and you have the pineal gland. And so these two secrete gives us a secretion. And so this synthesizing secretion comes together like a mother and a father, right? So we know pineal gland represents the sun, and we know it represents male energy. And we know pituitary gland represents the moon, and it represents lunar energy or feminine energy. Okay, so now on a biological structure aspect, these two, when people say I'm enlightened or I'm enlightened one, I'm illuminated one. Okay, when we say that we raised up our vibrations to the crown chakra, this is where this sex takes place. Okay, it's like a sexual act chemically in your mind. Okay, so when they say the birth of Christ, we're talking about inside. So these two frequencies come together, or two secretions comes together, and it have sex. The origin of the word thalamus can be broke down to mean bedroom or bed chamber. Okay, so now these two secretions have sex, and then that's when enlightenment comes. So now I want to explain another thing too. We understand that we have 5 senses, so to speak. And most people know that we have the 6th sense. So the idea is to be able to let your 6th sense control your 5 senses versus your 5 senses controlling your 6th sense. Okay, so in a way of attainment is being able to control your, so to speak, lower nature or animalistic nature. Oh, and I'm glad I said animalistic. I wanted to point out the fact to you, Sanchez, when you read about, when you said it said animal, and then you were saying, okay, it cannot be related. That's basically when they say animal. What they were actually speaking of is animal tissue. And so humans have animal tissue as well. So because we are vertebrates as well as all animals, so we are in the same family, but we just deem ourselves different. And that's the disconnect that we have with nature. So like if you was to look up animal tissue, if you want to look up animal tissue and check on the images.
No, we'll just take your word, because I don't want to have a bunch of tabs open. I put the other ones, I got that hypothalamus up for you. But I can pull them up though. But some things I take your word on it. I ain't gonna just argue with you. You making sense. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking this shit, baby. I'm just running it. You know what I'm saying? Like we said we're gonna do. I'm just running it down. And I just want to say thank you again, Wisdom. See, the way we doing now, brother. Even if we ain't agreeing on everything, we both sharing good information. It don't even seem like that's what it's all about.
Different things, because what you're speaking on right now is melatonin, and what I was speaking on is melanin, and they are actually different things. You know what I mean?
Actually, I'm not speaking on melatonin or melanin. I'm speaking on melody. I'm speaking on
that's right.
Color.
That's right. That's why I'm curving it to the song of life.
Because listen. You can be in a black family, but your cousin can be lighter than white people. I got a cousin named Steve. His mama jet black, but guess what? He's light as hell. We used to call him white when he was young and stuff. He was whiter than some white people, man. So what I'm telling you is, as an individual, I think we get our colors from who we are, who we were before we even got anybody. Like that's just his identity. Like for example, you may dream that you born in another country with another mama, another daddy, but you still you, the same color and all. Because I think I
totally agree with you, Sanchez. It don't mean to cut you off, bro. Yep. For one thing, I want to let you know that I really get what you're saying, and everybody, like you said, you already said it, right? That we all clear at the end of the day. We all are called life, breath. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if you think you're something when you are nothing, you already lost. You see what I'm saying? So like, once you just know that, hey man, it's spirit to spirit, it's soul to soul. That's all it is, and that don't have no color. You know what I mean? When we come up with the concepts of naming things, where we get the color aspect from. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, yeah, I totally 100% agree with you on that. And let me just close up my point I was making before you slid that in on us.
All
right. When it comes to like the 5 senses, right?
Hey, Wisdom, let me ask you a question.
Hold on.
So do you think...
1 minute, just 1 second. I didn't want to lose my thought zone, but no, for real though, I didn't want to lose my thought, baby. I got you. Literally 1 sentence, and I got you. Okay. So like the five senses, right? I said you got to let the 6th sense control the 5 senses. Okay. And so now when we say our left brain and our right brain, right? We got to bring those together, and then when we bring those together, that's what you have the 6th sense. But what you're actually doing is canceling out your brain. okay? Because it's like a negative and a positive coming together to give a sum of zero. Like we were just explaining that we all come from the zero as we see. That was the neural crest.
Right.
And that's yeah, go ahead. I think Zone wanted to, yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm finna give it to Zone now, but I just wanted to stop screen sharing so that when Zone talk, I can take my screen share off. It ain't gonna take me but 1 minute, Zone, and then after you, everyone else on the panel can follow behind you and introduce themselves. Let me thank all you brothers for coming. Let me just say this real quick. Earlier, Wisdom Seekers put this picture up, and I was trying to explain to him the original meaning. Now, this what's going on, Wisdom Seeker.
Mm-hmm.
When you pull this picture up, you read to me what scientists say about this picture. And what I'm telling you, what they say about this and what they teach in the lodge are different things. So what I'm doing, I'm giving you the occult interpretation. Now, first of all, can you see the image on my screen that you told me to pull?
Yeah, I saw the image on that screen, honey. And before you
hold on, let me just finish this. Can you see? Before you go with your point, you got it. It's like.
Okay, go ahead, man.
Yeah, ahead. I'm almost through. You see how they got the cells dripping from the arch?
Yes, sir.
And they telling you that it's called a neural crest cells because the cells are making a crest or an arch. These cells are making like an umbrella crest shape, right?
Yes, sir.
So crest is also related to the word crush or crush because there's a crushing going on for a crest to be made when you talk about what's happening with the physics of the structure. Now check this out. What you got to realize is this. This same thing was interpreted, my brother, as this. So like I was telling you earlier, they're telling you about a neural crest, but it really means the crown chakra or the crown of thorns. So when you see the crown of thorns around Jesus' head with all of the blood dripping, in science, they give it to you for this. Can you see the sacred geometry and the connection?
Yes, sir. Hey, you want me to tell you what I think it actually is? You know what I mean? Even though that was a good observation, you know what I'm saying, that you made. But in actuality, it's the heart. Have you ever saw the spikes around the heart? If you put spike heart, you know what I mean? And I don't know if you know this or not, but you had your
but look, not to cut you off, but see, what you're going to go into something else, but we got to let Zone them get in and we'll talk about the heart later because look, remember what we said? We said a crest is the crown. You agreed with me earlier that was the neutral crown. We don't want to make it the heart now, you know what I mean? It's kind of going to confuse them. We said it was one thing, then we said it's another.
If I told him there was one thing, I would be lying to him. Now, if that's what you choose to do, that's cool. But
it's referring to something going on in the brain. Yeah, there's another chart for the heart.
Yeah, if you look, absolutely right, Sanchez. Follow me, baby. We together. We together on this.
Okay, go ahead.
You are absolutely right about what you're saying. You have the crown. You have the coronal that's in the brain. We know that. Okay. Now, another part of the crown is also your heart. Okay, when you look into that, that's where you get your coronal arteries from and stuff like that. What's being attacked by the coronavirus? You know what I mean? We're talking about the heart. Okay, the heart affects. The heart is what receives oxygen. You know what I mean, from your thyroids and all that.
When you say,
I'm not talking in general. I'm not talking to you, Sanchez. I'm just trying to just get it out.
I was just interjecting, but go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, interject. You want to go ahead?
I was saying that the coronavirus clearly don't target the heart. It's not a heart disease. It's an immune. It's dealing with that which protects the body from foreign substances. The fight is, Kane, welcome. Yeah, there you go. Everyone not talking, mute your mic. Welcome to the panel, Kane. Wisdom, mute your mic. Let me see something real quick. Let me just see something. We got a tech issue. All right, ever since Kane joined, we getting a static. Do me a favor, Kane. I ain't picking on you. Drop off and drop on. Let's see, can that static go away? Because when you hopped on, it was a static, Kane. Let's see if it didn't go away. I don't know what's causing that static. Yeah, we definitely get some static, but I don't know where it's coming from. Hold on a minute. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drop off the call myself and drop back on. All right, yeah, Kane, that's better, man. You can stay on. Everybody stay on the call. I'll be right back. I'm gonna drop off and I'm gonna drop back on. Cause if I can get that static off, why not, right? If that's all I gotta do. And it
Sure,
worked.
what good zone?
It worked. Mic check. Can everybody hear me? Mic check.
Yes, sir.
I can hear you, Sanchez.
All right. Okay, cool. Y'all brothers can go ahead then. We fixed it.
Well, the question that I wanted to ask Wisdom is this, right? Because I was hearing you talk about melanin. My thing is this, right? Do you think nature designed a more dominant race or in a less dominant race? Do you think nature designed it to be like that? If so, why? And if not, why? The reason that I asked that question is because when we're talking about melanin, we're talking about carbon. And if we're talking about carbon, then we're talking about elements. And when you think about elements, you know, white people lack one of the main key elements, which is carbon. So when we and everything in nature has carbon. So when you think of a race that lacks that element, what do you think about that?
Hey,
After he done answering that, let me chime in with y'all.
Hey, I love how you led me into that drum zone. I'm gonna go right on over there with you. I'm gonna say everything you want me to say too, brother. So just like what Zone saying, right, is that when we get down to the melanin, we get down to what's really going on. We're gonna get down to carbon. All right, and there's two types of carbon. You know what I mean? Let me make sure I don't want to misquote. But I know one is diamond. Okay, we have diamond and we have graphite. All right, when it comes to carbon. All right, so either you a diamond or you a graphite. You understand me? So, and people don't let you know that, right? But the thing about it is, they know we are made of diamonds. I don't know how many people know that, but your bone structure is made up of diamonds, crystals, diamonds. All right.
That's
and so now, hold on 1 second. And so now, when it comes to who's better than the other, I wouldn't say no one's better than the other. I say everybody is what they are. And so what I mean by that is this. Just because you see a person that you think is so-called white, that don't mean they're white. They can literally be black. You know what I mean? Or whatever we deem to be black, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's all about how much heart do you have? Because everything boils down to the heart, and it boils down to how you take in energy and how you.
Can I? Oh,
now wait a minute. Now wait a minute.
Right
Hold up. I got to drop this zone, and you can get it. But this is very important.
Okay.
Y'all listen to me very carefully. The word carbon in etymology comes from the word carbone, which is spelled Charbone, and charbon or charbon, carbone is where we get the word charcoal from, or charcoal from. So carbon is a synonym for charcoal in the 1700s. But why so? Let me tell you why. Because you just said carbon is linked to melanin. Melanin is basically dealing with Darwin's theory that people get skin pigmentation over years in the sun through evolution. Let me show you how. If the sun was burning humanity through a process of skin darkening over years to turn them black, the first conception of that in science was them having to have a kind of charcoal for the body. Because think about it, for you to burn something over time, you need charcoal or some kind of, so that's why the word carbon and charcoal was once synonyms, because they saying that the burning that took place to make the sun kiss people, because the sun had to burn them over time, that there's a carbon inside of them, which was like inner charcoal that the sun was burning, and to eventually you were
That's right.
But
Hold on, I
that's
got to get it
that's
out there. No, let me get it. Let me get it out to Sanchez. Then you get it, Wisdom. The reason I want to get it out there. Hold on, listen. I'm gonna be quick. I'm gonna be quick. I'm gonna be quick, brother. I'm gonna be quick. I promise.
This question for you,
The
Zone.
what I wanted to say was this, right? Now, I wasn't really telling him that carbon is related to melanin. All I was trying to do is exchange the word because we are familiar with the word melanin, but in actuality, melanin is not an element. So when we break it down to carbon, we can get more understanding. See what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah, I see
now
what
the
you're
thing,
saying, dude. Go
right
ahead.
now the thing is this: if that is true, what Sanchez is saying,
Mhm.
then why are white people actually getting cooked by the sun? They're actually dying just by sunlight. See what I'm
Hey,
saying?
let me slide this in right quick, Zone. On top
Listen,
of what
hold
you
on. Till
just
he asked the
said.
question, let me answer him. It's only going to take 30 seconds.
You gonna be the
I
same thing.
swear, I swear, 30 seconds. Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? It's all together, Sanchez. All right. So now, to go back to what you're saying too, and this is great. This is a great conversation, fellas. All right. So carbon is atomic number 6, right? And you have a pure form of carbon, and you have an impure form of carbon. So yes, exactly what you said. When that carbon means charcoal, soot, coal. That's the impure form of carbon. Now the pure form of carbon is the diamond and the graphite. Go ahead.
When he said white people are dying from the sun, he using statistics that come from white people. And I used to wonder, like, why are white people want to convince us they dying in the sun? The same reason they want to convince you that there's more coronavirus cases than it really is. It's all to serve an agenda. And when you have an agenda to serve with the information that they serving, you'll push their agenda just to serve your own. And if you want to prove, for example, a supreme race, and that's your agenda, the only way you can do that is with the devils who created the concept of supremacy. And one of the ways they achieve a racial structure of hierarchy on Earth was through words like carbon, melanin, and race, which, you know what I mean? So
I can say this real quick, saying, okay, well, here's the thing. One of my favorite movies, right? And I'm not gonna get too far fetched. I'm still on the topic. One of my favorite movies was Blade because Blade specifically showed you. See, this whole vampire thing, they got that from white people. Okay, can't go out in the sun too long because they'll burn. And then when they made Blade, they showed you, they pretty much showed you the superiority
but
of the melanated black man and woman because look what Blade was able to
the
do these things
daywalker.
that right. The Blade was able to do things these other
Now
vampires
listen.
couldn't.
Now
Go ahead.
listen. When you get out of Hollywood, you will see that Hollywood is that Blade shit was just like Wakanda, a Black Panther character, like the black guy. Of course, in a racist world where they serving your Darwinism, the black hero gonna have the sun powers and shit, you know.
Well, so basically, you're telling me, hold on. So you're telling me
it's you in a
that if
world
a white person,
of
hold on, you're telling me that a white person can go out in the sun, no sunscreen, and stay out just as long as you can. This is what you're telling me.
listen.
I'm
Sunscreen.
asking you.
I'm answering you. Let me answer you. Sunscreen was just invented in the 1900s, and when the white people went around on crusades to all these tropical places, they didn't have sunscreen in Vietnam neither.
They
But
probably
hold on,
had hats, masks.
hold
They
on. Let me
probably had
answer you.
something.
Let me answer
Go ahead.
you. The Romans and Greeks went round to some of the most hottest tropical places on earth and conquered the people there. They didn't have sunscreen during that time. And guess what? The sun didn't help us enough, and it didn't bite them enough to help us. Even with the sun out, without the sunscreen in them days, they conquered us and took our empire. So I don't really see how the sun is actually doing what y'all saying the sun doing. And it ain't y'all saying it, it's them saying that it's happening to them.
You still answer my question was, are you telling me that a white person can go out in the sun with no
They do it
cream
every day.
and stay out as long as you can?
Yep, exactly. That's what I'm
Okay,
telling you.
and you're telling me there's no
I got a
consequence.
white
Listen,
homie that
hold
do
on.
it, by the way.
Wait a minute, brother. When my son played football here in this Las Vegas heat, that coach would have them out there all day and they team
Yeah, and
out.
you're
Hold on,
telling me there's no
no. You get
consequences to
no
that.
zone. You gotta let one at a time. I'm gonna be brief, I promise. The white boys didn't come out there to football practice with sunscreen every day with their football equipment. Them white boys in this Las Vegas heat go out there for the same amount of time as the black ones, and they don't complain about sunburn and all that.
But
That's what I'm
can I
answering
ask
your
you this?
question.
No, I hear you. But how do you know they're not out there with that cream on their face? How you know? For a fact, just
You
honestly.
can smell it, and
Can I
plus
say
you can
something
see
about
their
the
skin.
Melanin
Hold
Sanchez?
on.
All right,
The brother
Sanchez.
asked me a question. You
Go
can
ahead.
smell sunscreen, and also when people put it on, is lotion, so they're gonna have that glow. And I'm telling you, ain't no white boy rubbing on sunscreen every day before football practice or soccer practice or baseball
All
practice.
right, Sanchez.
But
Hey, let's go ahead and balance it out a little bit,
So
brother.
can I interject?
So this is what I was saying, the balance aspect of both sides, you know what I mean? So that we could probably move forward within our deep conversation we had, right? And so now, if we go ahead and look at it for what it actually is, and then we say, okay, what is white and what is black? No, I'm sure all you guys are past the white and the black status anyway. So therefore, we understand that we all are mankind as one anyway, for first thing. So all men come from same man, whatever man that is and wherever he at, right? So that means that we don't see no real white people anyway. So we know there's a variant of brown. And so that we understand that pigment and that melanin is a dark brown, a brown to black pigment or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So therefore, we know that's all shades of brown. That's all mankind in itself, period. So that get us past the white and the black aspect, that period, right? Now, what causes cancer in skin, that's why people that has a lighter color skin, they have more more likely
Long exposure to radiation.
right, long exposure to radiation. But what actually happening is that they're creating more don't quote me on it, y'all, but it's called melanin cells or something like that. But it's a cancer cell. Okay.
What about all the eczema that dark skinned people like
Do
me
you
and
know
have?
cancer is only activated from radiation?
Exactly. And what it is excess radiation. Well, actually, what's happening, fellas, like on the real tip.
So
What's called
is
hold
this
on,
why? Okay, let me ask you.
wait. Cancer is not only created from radiation. What happened is radiation creates toxins, and cancer is basically the product of those toxins, or creating a toxic environment. And one way to make an environment toxic is through radiation. There are other ways to make it toxic too, and cause cancerous cells.
I agree.
Yeah, but we
I agree.
radiating though, right?
Can y'all even hear me?
Radiation is only vibration, right? And it's in the sense of everything. So we know everything radiates, okay? So now it's all about how do you balance this radiation? So the problem is that, remember I was telling you guys that when the sun rays hit your skin,
Can y'all even hear me?
it's multiplying your cells. Okay, so and when you have an imbalance, it's when you have an excess in electrons or excess in what they call melanin or whatever, it forms into a tumor. Okay, because it's not able to control it. It's when melanocytes duplicate themselves uncontrollably is what causes a tumor and what causes cancer. And so when you have more pigment in your skin, it has a good ability to absorb and reject the right type of frequencies to give you a constant equal balance. And we have less cancerous cells. So you have more lighter
So
skin.
why do white people catch cancer from the sun and black people catch cancer from the diet?
I mean,
Hold on a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me answer him. Actually, there's an alarming amount of what we would call colored people who are catching cancer from the sun as well. The question is this: cancer is a new thing, which proves that in the old times, what we would have called the Romans and Greeks and all of them, they wasn't no such thing as cancer then. So what did they call the disease that they caught from the sun then? You can't find a name, which lead me to believe the sun wasn't fighting on our side because it didn't burn them enough. There's no reports of melanoma in those days. I'm just saying these are new terms that we still don't see these things ailing white people today, and we don't see how it would have helped us back then when they took our kingdoms. I would have said, damn, nature, if a white man coming to take over our kingdom, and you supposed to be using the sun to burn him up, then won't you crank up the volume, crank up the volume, crank up the because goddamn, it ain't. That's why what we're saying and what we see is two different things, you know, just like these people gave us the Bible and what it say versus what we see, two different things. They telling you we're dying a lot in the sun. And I'm like, why would they tell us that? What are they trying to serve here? What agenda? And it's a scientific argument that they willing to tell you that bad news about them, but nothing else though. They ain't gonna tell you when they made the bad investments and all of that. They gonna tell you, oh, you know, we come from black people, and you gotta think about it. Why would they tell you? What are they telling you here? The agenda they serving is that argument, even though they got the sacrifice and kind of say, you know, we first and that they're altered and the sun cooking them. They take all of them jokes and all of that just to be, just to rule, just to serve a scientific foundation.
I feel like racism so high that it don't matter what white people tell us. As long as it's bad, we gonna believe it because we want anything to believe possible that's bad about that. What have you heard about white people that you can say you don't believe that's bad?
Hold on, I want to go on what Sanchez said about Melody. If what you're saying about Melody, and I like your the way you explained it and broke it down about Melody, but let's look at it this way: if everything is in tune with a certain melodic tune, right? Everything is on tune, right? With a certain frequency, everything. So if that's so, then that means that our DNA and our genes also get activated by this light, right? Our DNA is also running off this same melodic tune. So my whole thing is this: if DNA and genes get activated by sunlight, that can only happen.
No. Listen, if you want to use the term DNA activation, I'll do it with you. I have no problem with that. But here's the problem I have: DNA activation will be activated by light. Period. Light. Period. Sunlight. Right. Yeah, it be activated by moonlight, sunlight, starlight, ethereal light. Light. Period. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Well, we ain't gonna say light, period, because that is artificial light, you know.
And guess what? An artificial light will actually illuminate you with a false light. They call it quasi-luminous, which translate the false light. Because check it out. When you was learning about the globe, or when you was learning about all the lies in science, you was still enlightened. You was still like, oh, aha. But it was a false light. You see what I'm saying?
Made sense. So pretty much like, okay, so my whole thing is this, right? Now, if that's the case and we can absorb that light, right? Let's say because of the carbon, or, you know, which is, you know, you guys call melanin, we can absorb that light. Wouldn't that melody flow better in us? This is why you see a lot of white people that's always off tune with a lot of things, no matter if it's dancing, singing, no matter what it is, they always off tune.
Okay, so how do you explain niggas that can't dance? Y'all are killing me, G. Like, y'all really are
exactly. I ain't even really got the niggas that we really have to get the pseudoscience. Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I ain't even really got to talk. I'm just saying, like,
listen, I know. Listen, niggas that can dance, or niggas that just don't want to dance.
No, I'm talking about a nigga that just legitimately ain't got no moves. He black. He grew up just like the rest of y'all in the same neighborhood, but he ain't got no rhythm.
How he know if he ain't got rhythm if he never tried dancing? Listen, let me tell you this, Quinn. Hold on, listen, let me tell you this, Quinn. Anything that we do on purpose still come out great. I mean, by mistake, still come out great.
Now check this out.
Okay,
I want y'all
to say the same shit.
You can't do shit.
I'm just letting you know, bro.
Okay, all right. Put it like this: what if white folks told you all this shit they done did and accomplished was on accident? It started with the question, an idea, and it developed into another one, and that was it.
Hey, hold on. I want to share a clip with y'all real quick, man, because y'all kind of talking over each other. But I wanna share this because he made a point, and I wanna deal with the points one at a time. I'm gonna be brief. Y'all can get it back now. but he said like how white people are offbeat. Don't you know that offbeat is the key to good music, and on beat is robotic? Now let me show you how crazy it is. If you listen to like the Dogon music, I'm gonna play this for y'all. Listen.
Yes,
Now you can't really catch the beat for real. You don't know where to beat at. It's offbeat, but it ain't offbeat. You can't really catch the beat
I couldn't really hear it.
They don't really have to catch the beat because they naturally tune to it.
So listen. Now in American music, we would say this is offbeat. You know why? Because it ain't.
Because we've been trained to know what offbeat sounds like.
This would be offbeat.
No, I mean actually in Chicago, if you look at footworking, it's almost got some kind of connection to some of the dances that they do over there in Africa that you would consider offbeat, because footworking is not necessarily on beat. But go ahead.
But I'm saying if you listen to a lot of this tribal music, the beat, when like neo soul hide the beat, it's an offbeat sound. If you can catch the beat, now you tuning into the rhythm of that culture. Like some people may hear South American music and it's more than like boom, boom, ta, boom, boom, ta, boom, boom, ta, boom. Now the first time you hear that, it might sound foreign to you, but when you catch the beat, now you can tap into their culture. Some cultures' beats are harder to catch because their music are more abstract.
Hey, I got a question. I got a question, right? I got a question. They say black people can absorb light better, right? All forms of light or just certain forms? Because if that's true, then you could say that black people, I'm saying you could say that black people absorb blue light and artificial light more too. So if that's the case, I know a lot of people, including myself, that probably get more exposure to artificial and blue light than real sunlight a day. Would that mean that motherfuckers is more unhealthy than other people that's different colors?
Well, now what it is, brother, is that as long as your cells can stay balanced is where the key is at. You know what I mean? So as long as the electrons can balance out with the protons, you know what I'm saying, then you're going to be all right,
Sanchez don't believe in that, though. So that's the argument right there.
Don't believe in what? Don't believe in what?
Proton, neutrons,
I don't believe in no names or none of that neither. Like, if we talking about names and the word melanin and all that dumb shit,
I don't believe. You got to be specific if you're teaching.
Exactly. That's just how we identify to the people who understand what it is, because everything in life is all about the process and how it actually works.
So what is electrons and protons? Tell us.
Okay, so
but the argument is about melanin. So y'all said where
you brought it up.
It's all the same thing, basically. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty much arguing that if people saying that black people can absorb more light than other races of people, then our skin should be even more fucked up because we're absorbing more artificial light.
That's not true.
Yeah, and what I'm saying,
that's not true. That's not true.
In response to what you're saying, what I'm saying is this, right?
So if that's the case, then melanin can't be true.
Hey, well, listen. So we're not saying that black people can't get sense. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, that automatically should give you some comfort in what I'm saying, right? So now, listen. All I'm saying is this, according to what they say. This is not what we're saying. This is according to what they say themselves. If you ask the average white person, you ask them, can they stand to be in the sun for a long time where they catch skin cancer? They're going to tell you that they will. So we don't have to even argue the fact that they do get skin cancer at an alarming rate more than black people do. So it's why it's the case. It's not because we're more special. It's just why. Okay.
Can I ask you this? Can black people survive without more exposed? Could we survive in colder climates for long periods of time versus not having any?
Wait, you going somewhere with that zone, and I definitely want you to get there. But we also ain't took into account that when it comes to cancer in the first place, one of the biggest key factors in it is based on your diet. So whether you black or white, there's different things in different color. I know. It's different things in cancers that you're susceptible to based on your diet. Like your diet makes your immune system more susceptible to the cancer. And for white people, it might be skin cancer, but black people get all kind of cancers. These niggas has had.
You know where that comes from, Quentin? That's all still radiation based on. But I'm saying
I don't see white vegans experiencing the stuff that y'all be talking about.
No, that's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
100% true.
So it's not a universal thing. These things apply to individuals because I'm sure black people still get skin cancer too. Maybe not as higher
So
at
that, you
higher
know what
rates.
that's prime proof of? That's prime proof that these cells, certain cells in your body, gets activated by certain levels of radiation. So now, with that being said, the sun is radiation. So that comes to make me think about when scientists tell us that we have, and we've talked about this before, Sanchez, when they tell us that we got junk genes. You see what I'm saying? And these junk genes, may be activated by sunlight. And this is probably why they blocking sunlight all the time with these chemtrails. But I don't know. I ain't gonna get too far
You
with
know
it.
what, man? That's gonna kind of lead us to the corona aspect too.
Yeah,
Because
I ain't gonna get too far off with that.
no, I'm saying no. That's a good thing because that's in the type of 2 zone, so it's all great. And so that kind of leads.
Let's let the brother Dreads introduce himself. I think everybody on the panel spoke itself, Adrian and Michael. Let everyone who ain't spoke introduce themselves, and let me thank everybody for joining the panel.
What's good, bro? Y'all can hear me loud and clear? I'm good.
Yep. Man.
Yeah, you already know this question, everything, man. I appreciate that having me on once again. What's good to everybody in the chat and everybody on the panel, man? What's good with y'all?
Well, yeah, what's that?
Yeah, we
quick and everything.
Got a good deal on the table.
Yeah.
Hey, question.
Yeah,
I got a question for you when we get time, man, because you just came in. I don't know if you heard that question I asked everybody.
Okay, I got you, bro.
Question enlighten on a lot of things too. I done been on a lot of calls with him. He enlightened too, so I'm glad you're on here, bro.
I appreciate it, man. But yeah, I just wrapped up my little coronavirus expose. I just came. I seen that my brother was on. I jump on when I can. But I caught a little bit of what y'all was saying. I don't know which question the brother was gonna ask me, but he can ask me. Yeah, I'll try to answer.
Yeah. So let me ask.
Basically, I was saying for all the people that believe in melanin, which I don't. I'm asking the question okay, if they say that melanin allows black people to absorb light more than any other race, wouldn't that mean they absorb artificial light more too? And if you're absorbing more artificial light than other races, wouldn't that necessarily be like a counter thing to the melanin because you're absorbing more blue light? So wouldn't that shit be fucking your skin up if that shit was real?
Logically, I would think so. I think overall, though, when we talk like that, we kind of make it look like that Mother Nature made a mistake somewhere, and we kind of diminish the perfection of our plane. You know what I'm saying? If we can in fact absorb more light, it's for a reason, and we're here and we're allowed to absorb that kind of light because Mother Nature allows it. And if other cultures cannot, that still shows the perfection of nature, because nature said, listen, this is A, B, and C. This is how this works, and this is how this is going to work for you, and this is how it's going to work for them. It's still perfection. I think we get so caught up with trying to tell people what we can do and what other people can't do. That's divisive, man. That's another form of divide and conquer.
Right. They don't got
anytime we have listen, it doesn't matter if you're talking about melanin or you're talking about the basketball team. Anytime you have a group of people out there gloating and talking about, well, I can do this and you can't do that's divide and conquer, man. Sure. We don't break down what nature put in front of us, this beautiful paradise. Instead of breaking that down and putting that knowledge out there, right, instead of trying to belittle everybody else because you can do something that they probably can't, or vice versa. Dude, I don't understand why we supposed to be a community of awake people and we still entertain the divide and conquer bullshit.
I feel it, man.
Bro, hold on, wait.
Exactly.
Everything in this universe is divided and conquered by amongst two races. What are you talking about?
So if they've done that, why would you want to continue?
What are you talking about?
Hold on.
You say it like it's a good thing, and like that's nature.
It's not, and that's my point of trying to tell him.
When you say
One at a
universe,
time.
So why would you continue to try to drive an argument that does just that?
Let me interrupt. I got it. When you say universe, you have to define universe, because when you talking to a brother like
I know that's a big word for you guys. Well, let me just say in the world. That's better.
In the world. So you talking just on Earth?
Yeah, just on Earth, not on no spiritual stuff. Just on,
Let them brothers build. We can only hold on, Kane. We got to go 1-on-1, and they go on 1-on-1. It's gonna get confusing if y'all talk over each other.
This the thing. What's it Let me ask you a question. This the thing, right?
Let me ask you.
Why is it a problem when we stand up for our black pride, but these white boys
they taking it somewhere else now? We ain't talking about black pride. We talking about melanin though, because it ain't a problem.
I mean, white and black and what? That's melanin.
I don't think. See, everybody that's listen. Everybody that's proud of being black don't agree with the concept of melanin, so we can't kind of just merge them together.
Yeah, but the truth don't care about your feelings. At the end of the day, it's still the truth.
But you don't think you don't think there's two different arguments? You don't think there's two different arguments to be had though?
Nah, because look what he just said. You ain't just heard what he said, Sanchez? He said specifically.
I think melanin.
He said specifically. He was like,
listen. We're not questioning no one's racial pride. We're questioning your scientific concept of something called melanin.
All right, so let's get back to square one on that then. All right, cool. We ain't on,
Because that's, again, like I was saying earlier, and you don't even, the sad part is that you don't even realize what you're doing.
Yeah, we passed it. Right now, we passed it.
Right.
Yeah, let's pass that. Let's get back to the melanin.
Go ahead and carry it out, brother. The one that we just, go ahead, carry it out.
Right. So when we talking about nature and we talking about balance, and you take that infrastructure and then you try to remold it and use it for your own personal gains or your own personal agenda, you have destroyed balance once you do that. And that's what I think you don't even see you're doing.
I thought we were finna go right past that one. Hey, but check this out. Check this out. I want to say this, if y'all let me, right? Just so we can move it forward. Because we own it, man. As Zone said, he respect it. He understand what we're saying, so we're going to move past that. All right, so now it's a melanin is produced as a response to UV radiation in order to prevent damage to the DNA.
Yeah, we know what the definition. Yeah. See, let me tell you what's going on when you do that. I got to say this, and I'm gonna pass the mic. When you do that, Wisdom, we appreciate it, but it's kind of like us having a debate about love, and instead of you coming up to debate your concept of love, you just get the definition book out and read Merriam-Webster's definition. Like Webster can't define my how I define love. His definition ain't got shit on the way bro Sanchez define love. Like so if when you hold up, but what I'm saying is we don't hold up. Let me finish. I'm saying let me finish, brother. I'm saying anybody can look up the mere definition of a word. We can all do that and go home. We came to hear your concept, not Merriam-Webster. I'd rather hear yours than Merriam-Webster, to tell you the truth. All of his.
I've been running mine down to you already, and everybody been catching how I think about it. They didn't come out of no Webster or no encyclopedia, no nothing. I run it down to you. The only reason why I was saying what I was saying just then, so we can get past the idea that it's a certain amount of people to get this or get that. No, I thought we were trying to give it down to the basic fundamental principles, so people don't have to be going off my abstract thoughts.
But listen, but you know this. But look, all right.
I'm letting you know I'm feeling what you're saying, and I'm letting you know that I'm trying my best not to do it in the way of what you think I'm doing it from. What I'm trying to do is for the people to just understand what it is, period. So they really want to really understand. So it's like once I read whatever these so-called...
They can't fully understand it just based upon Webster's definition alone.
Hey.
Like, how can a person explain what melanin is if they're not a person who researches melanin?
Hey, I thought I was being able to talk, man.
Okay, go ahead, man.
We shit and we just chopping it up, right?
Go ahead,
don't do like how y'all want to do. I'm trying
Come
to
on,
tell
brother.
y'all.
Go ahead. We ain't trying to gang up on you. We just all. Yeah.
I'm going right now. I'm just saying, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. Because like I said already, It ain't no names or no none of that. What I'm trying to tell y'all, okay, y'all want to hear from my mind, here you go. For me, everything is all energy, period, point blank, period. And you only have two kinds. To me, you got negative energy, you got positive energy. So when I'm talking to Bro Sanchez, I'm not looking at his flesh, period. I'm looking at what kind of energy is it? Is it a negative energy or is it a positive energy?
It's a neutral energy.
Listen. When force is applied, it could be applied in a higher level or a lower level.
We got to pass the mic around, but go ahead.
Yeah, I want to talk about
mic pad right now, then, man.
No, I ain't. You could have finished, though, but go ahead.
Hey, if I can't keep finishing, you keep cutting me off, though.
Let him finish, y'all. Let him finish. Let him finish. Go ahead, Wilson.
Because you told me to go with what I think about it. Because I'm trying to keep it.
That's
on the
right.
paper.
That's right. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
All right. So now what I think about everything, period. But don't give a damn about no color, no none of that shit. No pyramids, no nothing. My thing, basic principles is this. You got physical, you got invisible, which is electromagnetic energy, right? Which is energy at the end of the day. You use it for your gain or you use it for your detriment. But however you use it, it's still energy. All right. So you gain energy through food. All right. So now it's good to eat plants and stuff like that because they absorb sunlight. So when you're eating a plant, you are eating sun rays. All right. So when you eating meat and stuff like that, you are eating whatever they eating. You are what you eat.
Hold on. Let me give a shout out to a few people real quick, and then let's let Dreads get it. 5 Angels, thank you for the super chat. Travis, thank you for the super chat. Culture Trolling, thank you for the super chat. Ryan Ruiz, Flat Power, thank you for the super chat. Jeremy McAdory, thank you, my brother. K Gomez, thank you, my brother, for the super chat. And he said he thanked me for letting others speak their truth. And that channel shows that how much you seeking for the truth. Thank you, my brother K. And shout out to my brother Mines. I thank all of y'all for them super chat donations. Go ahead, Dred.
Yeah, what I was saying, he said you eat plants, and then he said when you eat meat, like there's a big difference. But you gotta remember, a lot of the animals we eat plants too. They eat plants too, and they also absorb the same rays that our body absorb. You make it seem like these animals are not you make it seem like the animals are isolated. Like our body is absorbing the sunlight like they don't. Their body absorb it too. They also
I didn't make it sound like that because I didn't say that. But we want to break it down about it, right? Is that the meat that we eat metabolizes slower than the vegetables and stuff. So that's why it's good, because it's all about metabolization, which is all about the synthesizing of the melanin that creates keratin. You see what I'm saying? But if y'all don't really know what they literally saying this stuff is, there's no way possible you can break it down and understand from an intellectual aspect to where you can conceptually understand what they're saying. Okay, so it's called synthesization. It's called synthesizing. So yes, meat synthesizing. Yes, you are absolutely correct, sir. And most animals do eat vegetation. So therefore, that we are still eating plants in essence. But the problem is we're eating which is called. The middleman is called.
I got.
No, you're not. Listen. Hold up, everybody. Hold on.
I was gonna let two people talk, and then
hold up a second. Hold up a second, man. Let me just interject one little thing real quick, because this just needs to be for clarity, right? The thing is this right here. You ain't getting what the cow got when it ate the grass. Just like when you go through a source to get the real nutrients, the cow use most of the real nutrients from the grass, and what you get is basically some percent. You ain't even getting fed. So this is why we got obesity problems, because we eat and eat because the people who fat is actually the most malnutrition. That's why they keep eating. The feeling of hungry is for the body saying, give me nutrients. But what I'm telling you is this. It's like going through any middleman. You gonna get the shit end of the stick. If you buy your weed through a middleman, you're gonna pay the most money and have the bonkest weed. Just like you go to the grocery store, spend all that money for meat and have the worst nutritional value. But the cow had the best one. He didn't go through a middleman. He went through the source. So that's the thing about going through about middlemaning. But go ahead, man. That's all I wanted to plug in. Y'all go ahead.
Yeah, you make a good point. But again, you got to remember that the meat also go through a process when we're talking about GMOs and all the chemicals they put in it.
That's right.
So we know that these chemicals do have a negative effect on anything that is healthy for the body, and we see it every day. So when we're talking about the cows and I don't eat pig at all, but let's just say beef or whatever, or fish and things of that nature. They're putting so many different chemicals inside of that. The protein that used to be there is no longer there. So now we're seeing, that's why you're seeing obesity. Obesity wasn't a problem in the 1800s. You didn't see that as a problem back in the 1800s. You can't go look at any old footage. You don't see a whole bunch of people in those videos big, fat. No, it wasn't even being talked about like that. It wasn't a big.
I absolutely agree, though, brother.
You know hold on, let me just say this, and it goes back to what me and Bro Sanchez were talking about the other day when we was talking about how is it that our great grandparents was living so long, probably wasn't even obese at all, but still were eating the same damn meats.
Yeah, they weren't eating the same meat. But I'm gonna say this too, yo. I'm gonna show y'all something.
Shit, bro.
Yeah, the meat's different today. See, the thing about it is this: the chicken and the meats and all that we eat today, they put age accelerators in it. So what happens is they want the chicken to grow up. They want the chicken to go from a baby to an adult in half the time. So it's like you becoming a baby to a grown man in like 10 years instead of being a 10-year-old boy. They put age accelerators. So because they want to mass produce it, they gotta hurry. They can't wait for it. They can't wait for it to grow up. So we eat them age accelerators. Hold on. Yeah, we eat the age accelerators, and it make these young girls have a big breasts and make them develop like women quicker and all that. But look, I'm gonna say this and pass the mic. In the 1800s, they still had obesity problems. Now, I agree with you. When we go further back in time, you do see less obesity. People try to say that the mother goddess proves that obesity existed in the pre-dynastic time, but that was just a goddess represent pregnancy. But
let me slide this in too, right? Even though y'all are talking about a good point, because now y'all talking about food that's GMO and everything like that. You know, even though from the original angle I was speaking on, I was just saying typically it was just healthy food, so to speak. That the idea is that you eat, my thing. I was trying to explain the metabolism aspect. So even when it comes to obesity, it still boils down to your metabolism. So, and that's how does the cells synthesize, okay? And it still goes back to light and stuff at the end of the day, because that's the basic fundamental principles of things is your cellular structure. So once you understand the cellular structure in itself, and understanding that each cell is a universe in itself that comes together as one whole universe, then you will have all the answers to your questions. You see what I'm saying? You'll understand why obesity comes. You'll understand why people get sick. You'll understand why inflation comes. You'll understand because you understand the one unit, and that's the one cell. That's your one cell.
Can I point something out to you real quick too, Wisdom? Oh, somebody going? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Man, listen, man. We have to be 100% with our information, bro. Mm. When we say obesity, obesity is not universal because everybody is not obese.
Facts.
Everybody body work differently. I can eat meat 24 hours a day. Well, not literally, but you know what I mean. I can eat meat every day. You see, I'm still a slim dude. Everybody's body don't work the same. This don't even boil down to science. It boils down to logic.
Now, I'm gonna ask you, brother.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. I didn't cut you out once, man. Let me get my knowledge out there.
Oh, that's what you're doing. Okay. Because I thought you were responding to what I said.
If you know that your metabolism is very slow, logically, what you yourself supposed to do, watch what you eat. If I got a high metabolism, I can eat what I want, and my body gonna automatically burn it off. You know why? Because Mother Nature made me like that. Mother Nature didn't make everything just this way. Mother Nature made this world more like a fruit salad. You got your apples, you got your oranges, you got your pineapples, you got your pears. It's mixed. It's a mixed bowl of everything. That's why you got mixed colors. Mixed shades of people. You got melanin, bro. We got to start bringing this real knowledge to people, bro.
Yeah, let me spit some knowledge real quick.
Some people just meant to be with the way they are, is what you're saying in so many words, right? You just saying it don't matter.
I don't think nature wanted you to be like some of these folks that you see. They on bed rest and shit, 500 pounds.
Are we basing obesity? Are we basing obesity just on fat people?
600
basing
pounds
on the real, definition of what obesity is.
Hey, let me spit a little bit of knowledge real quick, man. I just want to say this about melanin real quick, because I'm not trying to argue with nobody, but I am trying to get people to think a little bit more, because I'm proud of being black. I couldn't picture myself being any other color, but that melanin shit, it just don't make sense to me. It kind of sounds like gravity in a way, because I can't explain exactly.
It don't make sense because melanin is not a real word.
Hold on, let me finish. So now, pretty much what I'm going to say, long story short, is carbon, melanin, whatever. If that shit's so special,
so you saying carbon don't is...
No, let him give you that work. Go ahead, brother. You're doing good.
Like I was saying, carbon, melanin, whatever you want to call that shit. That shit ain't help us through slavery. That shit ain't helping us get no extra motherfucking money.
Wait, bro.
That shit
take that. Come on,
right now, bro.
Come on, let him drop it.
Nothing at all, bro. Unless this whole world finna heat up to about 100 degrees every motherfucking day, and all white people and everybody who can't handle that shit finna die. I don't even want to hear about no motherfucking melanin, because I ain't gonna be living when motherfuckers die from that shit.
Okay, hold on. That was very disrespectful.
Man, that was powerful. That was powerful.
Hey, let me give a shout out. If you wanted to validate your point, let
me give a shout out to. I'm finna let you get the mic. Let me give a shout out to the righteous one. Thanks for the super chat. Go ahead, Zone.
That was very disrespectful. How you discredit your own people to make a point. Okay,
I love my ancestors, man.
No, hold on. No, take that. It don't sound like you do, cause you just not discredit.
It sounds like
it's my turn now.
You see how they try to get you now. Now you don't love. Now you don't love your mama now.
You got to get it work.
Now you don't love your mama now.
He can't love his queen, because at the end of the day,
bullshit.
at the end of the day, whatever his saying, damn, it got me saying, you got me so mad about that. Whatever his ancestors went through, right? They went through it for a reason, because who they were. Okay, let's stop playing by this. All right. They've got enslaved because of who they were.
Meaning because they were black people?
That's being black, yes.
Man, everybody gets enslaved.
Hold on. What about the Romans that enslaved Asians, and they first enslaved the Slavics, where the word slave come from, which was white people?
Motherfuckers got enslaved for money.
Listen.
Yeah, it was opportunities. They'll slave anybody, goddamn, if you can be caught.
At the end of the day, all the way from back then to now, you can see who are still enslaved.
Every single human on earth. If you got a social security, listen, check this out. Listen, hold up, wait, hold on. Let me say this. Every single human with a social security number is a damn debt slave, and that's facts, because you're a stick man.
You want to look deep into it. No,
that's the way it go, bro. That's slavery today. If you got a stick man, you a slave. If you got anything with all caps written on it, they fuck you a damn slave, man. This is real talk. No matter what color you are. No matter what color you are.
I'm gonna get you right here. Let's look at how they set it up for us to be where black people are and right now. See, let's not skip over history, man. What's wrong with y'all, man? Are y'all forgetting history? Are y'all forgetting how they promise black people so much things, and then when we do get it, the next why you think
Ain't
Abraham
nobody
Lincoln
denying
and
none of that, man.
hold on. I'm just
Talk
showing
about the
you
melanin.
how everything was set up for us to be in the
Guess what?
predicament we are
You
now.
proving, but listen, you're proving Cain right. You giving me hold up. You're saying the predicament we in under the slave master. What Cain said was our melanin didn't save us from
It's
this.
not you know why? I'm gonna tell you what's going on. Because black people are so busy waiting on the Messiah. You gotta understand, we
Excuses.
spiritually in
I don't
tune.
want to know why we ain't
You
rising
saying
up.
I can't
I don't.
activate my glow like
I'm letting
Bruce
you know
Leroy?
why. I got to let you know why. He let me
You
know
saying
why.
I
He
can't
let me know
activate
why
my
we
glow like
down.
Bruce Leroy? You saying I can't activate my glow like Bruce Leroy? That's why.
Hey, but look, here's what he's saying, Kane. They saying melanin is
I
something.
can't even
Hold
get out
up,
what
bro.
I'm saying.
You let us
I'm
interject.
sorry, bro.
Let us
I'll let
interject.
him go.
Hold on a second.
Interject
You
on
can
what?
get
I
it
haven't
back.
even said anything.
I want to say
Go
something
ahead.
about this, right? The point is this: what I want you to deal with. If
Mm-hmm.
melanin's so good for us, and it have these adaptive qualities and savior type abilities, when we start telling you how it let us down and failed to save us when we needed it to save us the most, you make excuses like a dude who lost a fight and tell you why he lost the fight. Man, I was
Okay, it
slipping.
sound good.
My shoes was too tight, man. I ate something bad that day and all that. That's all I'm saying. But go ahead, brother.
Okay. So my whole thing is this. In order to, if you want to lure someone in, you got to learn in with whatever, you see what I'm saying, that you see they more gravitate towards. It's like, if you want to lure a cat in, you're not gonna put dog food out there. It's gonna run. It ain't gonna come. You see, you gonna lure it in whatever it gravitate towards. We was more on that religion, spiritual type of thing. So they fed us the Bible first. You see what I'm saying? Got us all hit to Jesus and all this. So now when we are in oppressed times, you see what I'm saying, that aggressiveness, that willing to fight back got taken out of us by religion, because now we all leaving it into God's hand. Let's leave it into
Yeah, I
Jesus'
get
hand.
your
You
point.
know how many niggas
I
in the
get your
hood
point.
now still waiting for Jesus to come?
We get your point, but listen.
Don't
Hold
humans
up.
naturally look for the answers of the origins
But hold
of
on.
humans?
Hold on, Kane. I gotta point this out. They said black people are able to receive more light than others. Last time I checked, light is related to universal information, meaning the way by which you can perceive your reality experience and connect with nature. Meaning they saying people with the most melanin not only have the best experience in nature, but can interpret nature better than anybody else. You're telling
Exactly.
So what I'm telling you, hold up, wait, I ain't done. You telling me, hold up, you telling me the people with the biggest connection to the all knowledgeable creator was able to be bamboozled by a dude who walking on water, man. Melanin didn't help us with that. See, melanin says that it's gonna. Wait, I'm not done. I'm not done. This my last. You gotta give me my last sentence, bro. Not when I'm about to make my point. This my last sentence, bro. My point is, melanin claims to higher one's IQ or intelligence, but yet we fell for the dumbest trick on the earth, and we have the most melanin connection. Again, a space where melanin fails and it don't meet the claims that it said it can do, like Jesus or the religious gods. But go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Here's the thing, Sanchez. That go back to what you said earlier. You said that even though you are learning the wrong thing, you still are getting enlightened. See, the key is to understanding what you're learning. You gotta understand, through bad thing, everything bad happening to you is not bad because it's a greater cause that's happening to you. Everything is a learning phase. See what I'm saying? So it's not a person. You can interpret anything you want, but if you don't have understanding of what you see what I'm saying? So
another
that's all it
excuse.
is.
Number of excuses.
No, it ain't.
But listen, here's my thing,
you
right?
Said it.
No, but listen, here's my thing. When people say melanin higher IQ and the people with the most melanin are quote unquote the smartest, got the most connection to the universe, but you see them people falling for the dumbest, most stupidest shit that a wise person when they'll fall for. I don't want to hear the excuses of why everybody said that this chess player supposed to be the best chess player in the world because he got the best connection with the game. He know it better than everybody. And then a child come beat him. A dog beat him. I don't want to listen. I don't want to hear. Listen, I don't want to. I'm not done. I'm not done. I don't want to hear. But listen, I don't want to hear no excuses from that chess player, right? After the game over, man, it is what it is. You lost, and whatever claims. Hold up, and whatever. Listen, and whatever claims was made about you and your greatness was just put the rest.
Here's the thing.
You can't still be great and not be great.
We are dealing with two forces, right? You gotta understand, light has the ability to make you remember, and light has the ability to make you forget. Here's the thing, light, when you say enlightenment, that's that intelligence from that light. But you also have another force that's sitting here and feeding this information to you. So now, is a balance between what's actually real enlightenment versus, the disinformation. You gotta understand, I can't understand how you don't get you said it out of your own mouth. You can still learn something, but not be enlightened.
But no, brother, you trying to flip what I was saying.
But I do know.
I mean, that's exactly what you said.
I think he meant more of in a way like a weed plant could grow with a UV light, and it's not real sunlight. But
I don't think you were talking about
that. But listen here though, you know what I mean? Like basically what y'all saying, right? I agree with both of y'all on the cool, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, like melanin in itself ain't gonna do shit for you. Like Sanchez saying, like you can be dumped in the box of rocks and have all the potential in the fucking world. You can still be broke as fuck. You feel what I'm saying? And a nigga that ain't got no potential can go out there and make all the goddamn money just because he got more hustle than you. So it still boils down to heart at the end of the day. It don't matter like what you got, like how you know how to use it. And that's why, what I'm saying is this here. Melanin don't have shit to do with intelligence. It only has something to do with your health. You see what I'm saying? It might help you with your health and how you balance out your health.
Now that makes sense right there.
Yeah, so you can eat like shit, right? And you can have more melanin than somebody else. But if the man on the other side eat good, he's still gonna be in better health than you. Period. I don't give a fuck what it is. You know what I mean? God, man.
Now look, that makes sense.
That's all I was saying.
But look, that makes sense. Yeah, that make most sense. But go ahead, y'all go ahead. But I'm gonna tell you why that make most sense.
It's just, I think you probably about to say exactly what I was going to say.
Go ahead, you can go first.
So why would y'all take that? Y'all serious right now?
Did you hear what Wisdom Seeker
He
said?
basically just told y'all black people are superior. That's what he basically
No, he did not. No, listen, let me tell you what he said. Let me tell you.
Gene shit.
That's crazy, way
more plausible.
Bro. If black people were superior, like Bro Sanchez said in the first place, bro, we wouldn't have failed for the dumb shit in the first place.
Get it? The man just.
Let's do this.
If you more connected to God spiritually, there's no way people can overturn everything that you taught them in your words.
Man, Quinn, you know I respect you. Did he not just say carbon give you a more sustainable life?
I heard the terms he used and all that, right. And I ain't gonna argue with the semantics. I see where the brother was coming from because what I got out of what he said, and he can correct me, and I'm gonna let Kane get in because I wanted to hear how he interpreted. What I heard, what Wisdom said was, black people are superior, but anybody can be superior, and anybody can be a dumbass if they fail to not use this whatever melanin is, if they don't tap into the shit. Yeah,
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. I can't argue with that. But I was just saying, like, how, you can't deny something and approve of it in the same sentence. That's all I was saying.
No, what it is I was saying that his explanation was more plausible to me simply because, like, I'm not really with the bias. Like when they say, like, black people with like how normal people normally describe it, they describe it in like an X-Men mutant gene sort of way to where can't nobody else really have an adequate amount of melanin in their body to survive naturally and shit besides
exactly.
So the way he described it sound better to me because it's like the way he described it, it depends on how good you eat, how good you survive, opposed to the other shit that people saying. And then I just want to throw this in and I'll pass it. Think about if during slavery, instead of Jesus, motherfuckers had melanin. And everybody was relying on unlocking their melanin to have an uprising. Now I'm past it.
And I'm gonna say this, because like we were saying earlier, when it comes to the cancer and shit like that, just bouncing off of what Wisdom was just saying, it's how you eat, dog. Because we can get all of the same cancers and they can get all of the same cancers we get. But certain shit when it comes to abilities is different still based on genetic modification over time. Like if we was built to do more work over a period of time and we was doing more shit that included athleticism and they wasn't, and the majority of the way they social structure is set up, we are aimed to our basically highest level of achievement to us is being some kind of sports player or entertainer. They highest thing is owning those motherfuckers. So they don't gotta play on the field. Your ass do. And you might be more athletically whatever than them, but it ain't because of more melanin. Bro, it's just because of the way the social system was set up for you to just have that as your highest achievement.
Bro, Quinn, I think you just
Hold on, let me just say this. Let me answer
Quinn.
Quinn, do you know that they actually are building? Do you know scientists actually are building like different AIs and different smart machines, and they need carbon to do that?
No, listen. I'm gonna tell you the truth. AI is called artificial intelligence.
Exactly.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Exactly.
Hold on. In order to create artificial intelligence, the foundation of it is information. This is where we get the term information age. In order for them to bring in the AI age, they had to collect the information that they was going to feed the AI. So with the internet, they've collected the information from most of the brains on the earth, and they can put all that knowledge into one machine, and it'll be a blend of everybody that ever logged online. Imagine how smart that'll be. Imagine how smart that'll be. Like, you got professors and all of this, like it can access all of our information. So this is what, see, it's about information. You see what I'm saying?
But listen, what I'm telling you, Sanchez, what's going on is they are measuring the intensity, right, of carbon, right, energy, right, and things like that. And based on that, they are leveling how smart the machine is going to be, how you see what I'm saying, all off of carbon. Look it up. It's called emission intensity.
Okay, well, put it like this, This is what we saying in a nutshell. What we saying in a nutshell is no. Let me explain. I'm saying, if your plan is to wipe out a group, is to wipe out a population, and when I say a population, I don't mean a specific race. When a bulldozer come knocking shit down, it ain't certain things that's gonna be marked to just not get ran the fuck over. Man, everybody is getting ran the fuck down.
That's the thing with y'all, man. Why y'all make everything got a analogy and jokes, man? I don't care about no analogy.
Look at here.
Because you playing favor.
Let me do this. Wait a minute.
You always gotta play a favor with something. Don't do it. The greatest.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't do it, Zone. Don't do it. Listen, what we gonna refrain from today is what I like to call shenanigan arguments, right? Let that shit stay on the science. And listen, Zone, to prevent from that is this. Let each man talk how they want to talk. And if it's crazy, the people going to call it out in the chat. They going to be like, that nigga.
Okay, I'll lie the line for that.
Yeah,
okay,
the people going to be like, man, that nigga Quinn using all these damn parables. They going to call it out. You just come back with your version, right?
Right.
All right. So
what I wanted to say is this. Sorry, you know what, Quinn, I ain't going to fall out with you like that. We good. But this is what I wanted to say.
I love sparring with you, bro. Go ahead. Come on now.
It's all good. And what I was saying is this. Come on, man. We know simple things like if a car hit you, you going to liable have some broke bones. We know.
He was making a point, though.
I agree with his point. He made a good point, but now let me make mine.
Blend both of y'all together, man, because y'all know I've been sitting back listening to y'all.
My point is this. They call it, what I was telling him is, they call it emission intensity, and they actually call it CI. So they need carbon intensity in order to create their AI. They need CI in order to create AI.
How do they use CI to create AI? Because I can tell you how they use info to create AI, but tell me how they use CI to create AI.
Because they're using grams of carbon dioxide, and it's being released into energy. You feel me? It's being produced as energy into these AIs or whatever.
So you're telling me Energy can be created by carbon dioxide.
I'm telling you, energy can be, yes, it can be created by
So
carbon
so
dioxide.
you
That's what I'm telling
so
you.
listen to what we're saying. Now you're telling me energy can be created, because I thought
Exactly.
one of the fundamental laws of science is that energy can't be created.
Well, I'm not gonna. Well, okay, I might use the. I might. Was off track with the word created, but let's use transmitted. I'm
Well,
not gonna use the word created. Let's use the word transmitted.
Hey, listen
All
here
right.
though.
You can say
Because you could
generate.
create energy off diamonds. Hold on, you could create energy off diamonds. Can you not?
Humans
No,
is
you
still
can.
on carbon dioxide. And
I'm asking you a question, Wisdom. Can you not create energy off diamonds?
oh yes,
Listen,
sir. Absolutely.
but
All
now
right.
let me answer the
I just
question.
used the word incorrect.
Let
So
me
I
answer the
apologize.
question.
And let me run it right quick over on Sanchez.
Listen, I'm gonna say one thing to him, and then you can get it. You don't create energy from diamonds because you can't create energy. What happens? Hold up, wait a
I'm
minute,
kind of
wait.
stuck
I
there.
want
I
to go.
apologize
No,
about
wait,
that,
wait, wait,
Sanchez.
wait, wait,
I'm
wait.
just misusing the word.
Brother,
That's all.
please. I got you. I'm trying to help you. Here's the thing: everything has energy. And you can release energy from things, but you can't create the energy. So the harder the object is, the more of an effect it's going to take you to release the energy within. An example of a diamond, it's going to take a lot of energy to release the energy of a diamond because it's dense, and it less energy to release the energy in smaller dense things like a balloon. Don't take much to release the energy. You know what I'm saying? So energy is compressed in all things, like a grenade has energy in it, and you release it. Boom. So you can't create it, but you can release the energy that's already there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can I say that? Hold on, let me respond to Sanchez. So what I was saying is I just used the word, and you're absolutely right, but I just used the word create. I don't know why I was more gravitating towards that word, but what I'm saying is they are saying that you can get the most energy from carbon, and it's called carbon intensity. That's all.
You could get the, but listen,
Carbon has different aspects of it. You see what I'm saying? Like I was telling you guys before, it's not only just carbon. Carbon has categories. So there is pure carbon and impure carbon. See what I'm saying? And just so happen diamonds happen to be on the pure carbon aspect. And we want to relate it to the light aspect of the light spectrum and the frequencies. You know what I mean? That goes into the gamma rays. That's the highest part of the light spectrum, what they call the purple black and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? That's the same thing as being able to see everyone can't radiate that frequency of light. You see what I'm saying? Because people don't have enough melanocytes, like I was telling you.
I disagree.
Well, I'm just letting you know what they're saying in there, what they say
And
is
that
how
research.
and by me personally knowing how to channel that energy, you know what I mean? I don't know. Well, now, okay, Sanchez, I agree with you now. Now, when it comes to mentally, okay, anybody can receive this consciousness, that gamma ray consciousness mentally, all right? But everyone can't stand the actual physicality of this energy.
I think they can.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't see any evidence that they can't.
Because the evidence that everybody can't, right? Even and I'm not picking colors. I'm not choosing sides.
Look, but listen, if what we're saying is true, but look, okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna say something that you know to be true. Okay, you know to be true that there are cases where people have skin cancer, right?
Yeah,
White people, right? And black people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we both sides.
Well, hold on, I get you. Listen, let me agree with you real quick so we can move on. Skin cancer cases are higher in whites or Europeans than any other race. But see, all right, so now let me move on and say this though. It doesn't prove anything because let me show you why. You can go look up this under any site, right? What you want to search for is what diseases or illnesses affect what races the most. And what you will find out is that every race have some shit that fucks with them the most, right? You can go and look up the charts and it'll show you each race and what they die from the most. I think Asians die from Down syndrome the most or some shit like that. I think, you know, we say what we said, skin cancer with whites. You can pull up some of these charts and go through them. You see that people in the Middle East die more from sickle cell than any other race in the world. You see what I'm saying? So,
Sanchez?
but what I'm telling you, that's because every human got their problems and their gifts. Got some they good at and some we battling with. And guess what we need to realize though. There's a disease for every race, but nature ain't doing it. There's a government attacking their own people. That's what this proved. That every government been using their own people as guinea pigs, and this is why each race can find a damn unnatural disease that's plaguing each damn race while we arguing about who the fuck the best. And all of us got our own demons to battle.
That's right.
And that goes right back to what I was saying earlier. That goes right back to what I was saying earlier, bro. That's just like Bro Sanchez said. In the Middle East, they die for sickle cell more than any other culture, right? So imagine, all the Asian people arguing about, well, y'all people, we immune to sickle cell, and that shit sounds stupid, man. It sounds stupid. It looks stupid when black people do it, man. Can you imagine another culture doing that to another culture other than black people? Not stupid it looks. Right. Well, you need to look in the mirror and say, damn, you know what? If I seen a Chinese man arguing about who got sick as hell and we're more superior, that shit is stupid to me.
Nah, bro, what's happening? Look, this is what's happening. What's happening is we're talking about, hold on. Bro, he don't understand like how shit mutate and pass on through time. Bro,
I didn't cut you off, folk, and you disrespecting me right now, bro. I didn't say nothing to nobody. I felt bad for the last, 15, 20 minutes. Soon as I get the flow, I open my mouth and get 3 sentences out, I'm getting cut off.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We gotta let dreads go.
If y'all want me to respect y'all, man, please give me the same, bro. I'm not asking for nothing special. I'm just treating you the way I want to be treated, man. That's all. Just keep it real. All I'm saying is you have to look at that. And and us black people, we got to look at ourselves when we fucking do it. If it looks stupid for an Asian man to argue about what they superior over the Mexican man, what did you think it looked like when a black man doing it to white people? You look just as foolish as them. Mother Nature created the world the way it is, man. We supposed to be embracing it.
You make everything sound so simple, man. Like, all right, pat the mic, man.
It kind of sounds like a Mexican arguing with a Latino.
It just sounds simple, man. It sounds like
so you saying he should make it sound more complex?
Because look at what he's saying. He's saying everything is perfect, everything the way it's, and he don't got no understanding of how none of this work, what's going on, nothing. Everything is okay to him. Come on, bro.
All right, if you want me to continue showing you respect when you got the flow, please give it back to me. Because if you keep doing it, I'm gonna start.
You were done talking, so I just interject. Go ahead.
Zone, please let people. Yeah, I tell you what, when he finished, he'll let us know he finished. Go ahead, Dredge.
Damn. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut you off and I'm gonna say you was done. All right, that's how I'm gonna do that. But anyway, back to my point, man. What I'm saying is it's easy. And when you say that I'm simplified, that made me believe that you've been indoctrinated with the conscious community version of explaining things to people. A lot of things are simple. A lot of people don't tend to believe something simple. You will have to complicate a lot of shit in order to get a whole bunch of sleep motherfuckers to believe it. And that's a damn.
All right. So give us the simple version, man. Come on, man.
I already did it because you already said I was simplifying.
All right. So what you ran about then? You done.
You gonna keep trying me, man? Go ahead, man.
So anyway, what he was saying was he was basically saying about the sickle cell and all this. See, what's going on is when they're through the diet, right? A lot of these diseases are being passed on. See what I'm saying? And this is what they telling us is hereditary. Ain't nothing hereditary. See what I'm saying? It's being passed on and based on the diet. It keep continuing.
That's what hereditary means, something inherited.
Right, exactly. So he making it seem like, everything just, we just coming up with this stuff and there ain't no reason for it. There ain't no, no explanation to none of this. That's all I was trying to
say. Brother, cause we inherit this shit from our parents don't make it natural. What we're saying
is
that
what I'm just telling you. It's not natural. It's the diet that's causing this.
Listen, a crack baby inherits the addiction of crack from the mama. But
going against me, but I'm
crack is
actually agreeing with
still
you.
unnatural. I'm not going against you. I'm just
Hey,
telling my interpretation.
Sanchez, would you say that a baby gets the addiction from the mom who was smoking the crack with the baby, or would it be safer to say that the baby formed the addiction itself because the baby shares what the mother takes in?
That's this. You're saying this. Each of them explanation are synonymous, basically.
I'm saying because it's like, like I'm saying it in the sense of like, how they say diseases can be hereditary. Is it the baby getting the disease through being hereditary, or is the baby's catching the disease from the mom in the womb? Because that wouldn't really be hereditary.
Well, the thing is this: when the mama smoke crack while the baby is forming, the body what's going on in the mama's body is an addiction phase. All of the cells in her body are being overly stimulated by crack. And since the baby is learning its bodily function from being inside of the body of the mama, sort of like how Christians in the church learn bodily functions or how to act good from being in the temple of Christ or in the church. See, he's learning everything in there. Like if your mama was very angry, then the child will even get that. It'll be an angry baby. You say, just like your mama, you doing the same shit. She snapped like that too. So the thing is this: the baby's body is also learning its original behavior from how the mama's behaving. So this is why it's important for her to not only be in a good state of mind, but to actually practice good behavior too, because this proves that the baby is learning behavior even as a fetus, if it can pick up a crack addiction or be a crack baby. But what I'm saying is this right here: inherited behavior is learned behavior, is what we're saying. So if your family taught you how to eat, then they taught you how to live, basically, because you eat to live, you don't live to eat. You see what I'm saying? So everything we put in us is what is the information we give to ourselves. If it's pork chops and chitlins and all that, then we're gonna have a common disease based upon black people. Listen, black people, each race got a unique disease that's plaguing them because each race got a unique diet too. Like we eat different.
Yeah, like they say the Middle Easterners got like a lot of diabetes and shit from that lamb or some shit like that. I think it's diabetes or something like that.
So the gateway into our bodies is through the government who feed us. Every government have the drugs links to the food departments, like the FDA, Food and Drugs. So the foods are now drugs today. They just, you see what I'm saying? So we're guinea pigs, and the way to experiment with us mainly is through the food before vaccination.
What you think about the idea that like before we even get to the physical part, that we know well, I don't know how y'all guys think about it, but I think that everything that we can't see is more important than what we can see. So I think before you even eat the food has a lot to do with how it's going to react with your body. You see what I'm saying? Like, so my question is, what do y'all think about no matter what you eat? If you, well, I ain't gonna say, well, now I ain't gonna be that vague about it. No, but in a lot of cases, your immune system is naturally a defense mechanism. You know what I mean? So, like, how do y'all feel about your body being able to pretty much fight off anything, especially if you eat it with the right mind frame? You know what I'm saying? With a healthy body and a healthy conscience. You see what I'm saying? How y'all think that affects your body? You see?
Oh, that's deep. That's deep. Because I know you could do that with water.
And what you mean, Zone? Is that elaborate?
I actually got
who's smoking?
See, that's another conversation that I think great, but I ain't gonna bring that on here. Like really understanding what water is and how you can change water just by the structure of your thought. But
see, now that's another segue argument, and we offer melanin kind of.
Yeah, true. That I ain't gonna get on that. But that's deep what he asked, though.
You think that kind of linked with the corona aspect, though, Sanchez, because you was talking about the crown chakra and stuff like that. You know, and we know that's where like
make me really research
go into. You see what I'm saying? Because we know that the highest energy.
Hey, I got a question.
Man, I don't think y'all know how deep that question was he asked, man. That was a deep question, though.
Oh yeah,
he got me thinking.
Could have went everywhere.
If I would respond to that question, I would say, like, the best way I would respond is to say that pretty much I'd agree and say it's like a balance of like 50-50. If your immune system gonna be right, then your mental and your physical health state need to be balanced. And if it's unbalanced, then it's gonna be some type of problem somewhere wrong with your ass somewhere.
Wow. But now let me ask y'all this though. Let me bring it back to what Sanchez is saying, because I don't want to lean off, right? And so we already got past the fact that when it comes down to melanin, it ain't no goddamn body special. You know what I'm saying? And so now that gonna put it on a broad aspect. So if we talking about how your cells.
Oh wait, I forgot spiritual too. Don't forget spiritual,
exactly.
mental, physical, and spiritual.
That's right. See, the spiritual part is the synthesizing part. You know what I mean? The part that makes something go. You know what I'm saying? Like the actual action. So that's like what you're saying too. That's the spiritual, and that's like what like the conductor of energy. The main conductor of energy between the outside and the inside is your skin. You see what I'm saying? Like I was saying already. So it's like, how good do your skin conduct energy? And so now you have, and like that what my man said. If you have a healthy body, you know what I mean, you can still have a fucked up mind, but now, or is it like if you have a healthy mind, you automatically have a healthy body? Or if you have a healthy body, do you automatically have a healthy mind? I don't think you can have a healthy mind.
Can I ask you this?
Body, you see?
If you look at it, people with more healthy minds tend to have bodies that are less healthy sometimes, because like a person like me, like when my mind started to mature and get more healthy, like I started to only eat when I needed to eat. And then a lot of times, like I like to cram information and then just try to work hard, like to make sure that I'm stable in life, and I neglect my body, just being mentally aware that if I don't do this other shit, that I won't be stable overall. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you saying it could be a bad side to like.
Me too, bro. I second that, by the way, Kane.
Hey, let me speak like on my experience. I experience more energy when I don't eat anything. But when I do eat meat or something, I get more sluggish, more off track. I'm not focused more. But when I don't eat it, I experience more, clarity. So that's just my experience on that. So I don't know if you would call that the food or the mind doing that.
I think it all depends on what you eat, because you know how everybody start, getting hip on like that itis shit, and everybody start realizing, oh, it's not a good meal that you eating, it's a fucked up meal you eating, and that's why you're tired.
Because it affect you like a drug. You start to get sleepy, tired.
So now let's
shit like smoking indica.
Let's steer it back to melanin too at some point and come back to the
yeah. You know what? I want to steer it back to melanin with this question, dude.
If I would tie melanin into it, well, it is. I would ask this question: is everything light? Do y'all consider everything to be based, like be light based?
Yeah, I think everything is.
Okay, so if that's true, let me get deep real quick. If that's true, then if melanin is actually real, wouldn't that mean that people with more melanin can absorb their food and the nutrients out of their food better?
Yes, sir. I totally agree.
Have anybody did any tests on that?
No matter what
That's
color
what I'm
you
saying.
are.
Like, it's so much shit to think about, because look at it like this too. They say ultraviolet rays kills viruses.
That's right.
And they said that's why the coronavirus can't really survive like that in the heat. So if that's the truth, if black people can absorb more ultraviolet rays, once again, that leads back to the question, like, why ain't you seeing this?
You got some diseases that can't survive in the cold.
That's why they want us in the house, though. You see?
Hey, hold on. Matter of fact, speaking of what Zone was just saying, that was part of my question. My question was gonna be, why is it that it be those white people that always wearing shorts and a t-shirt when it's snow outside, even though it's a couple of brothers that you could say, but the only brothers that I see that wear a crew neck outside like that when it's like that is the ones that play sports.
I live in Minnesota.
I feel like it's conditioning with black people, but with white people it's more like natural to them. But go ahead.
Bro, it's so many. I live in Minnesota. There's so many corny black dudes here, and it be winter most of the whole year. You'll see, I got a homie, every winter this nigga got a muscle shirt and a jacket on.
That's what I'm saying, G. It's like, how? I got a nigga like that too.
But what about all the white people? Well, what about all the white people that come to Miami during wintertime that can't stand the cold?
I don't think they come in
Yeah.
there. I don't think
And that's the thing. They'll tell you it's not all the same with them, because I ain't gonna stunt. I'd have been bold enough and just asked them.
That's why
You
it's
know
called.
what I mean? Like,
That's why
it's a money thing. If I had the money, I'd leave every winter.
That's why I always stand back to divide and conquer. Motherfuckers are nitpicking anything, dude. We got millions of millions of people that come to Miami every single year during winter. That is white because they're running away from the cold.
Hey, question everything. Answer. Riddle me this. I live in Minnesota, right? It be winter damn near most of the whole year, every year. If you lived in Minnesota like me and you had the money to afford it like that, to have a summer house, wouldn't your ass go to Miami?
But what about niggas that can't stand the heat, but at the same time still need
You know what?
sun?
Let me tell you what's going on. What's going on now is that we're taking personal preferences and trying to stereotype them to form racial differences with them. Because you can have a black man married to a white girl and she may like the AC off and goddamn it like the heat more. And the black man may say, cut the AC on. I like it, the chilly feeling more. It's personal preference. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm glad you said that because my wife is just the same way, bro. And she darker than me. You feel me? She darker than me. So how is it reversed in our house?
and not only that, if we absorb, hold on, if our melanin would help us absorb the nutrients more, would it also help us absorb the poison more?
Point out, please.
See, the thing about it just help people.
When you absorb blue
How many people talking at one time, man?
Yeah, man,
I can't say nothing, man. I wait till everybody talk, man.
You gotta be saying that. You got the flow.
Yeah, go one at a time, man. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm muted. Let's go on order.
Is it my voice, my nigga, that make
no? Go ahead, Drez. These niggas they just talking if they everybody trying to build and shit, but you got it.
You know how I think, bro. I think after the third time, my nigga, that's a goddamn pattern. That's not a coincidence. But anyway,
hey, Dread, can I go after you, bro?
I'm a light skin dude, right?
Hey,
let Drez talk. Let Drez talk, man. Go ahead.
Make an order after.
And all right, I'm a light skinned dude. Everybody seen me. I'm a light skinned dude. My wife is darker than me, right? And it's reversed in our household. She loved the cold. I be in this bitch like, man, it's colder than the motherfucking. Turn that AC off, okay? Or turn it down. She be like, damn, you cold? Ain't cold? I'm like, nah. See, that's why I know it is a stereotype, dog. It's like we see a group, we see a few people that act a certain way, and we stereotype the whole goddamn culture. But we the same people that get mad when they stereotype all the black folks and say we're all thugs and shit like that. So it goes both. It's on both spectrums, bro. We got a lot of people that take something that just a handful of people does, and we'll stereotype the whole goddamn culture. That is wrong on all spectrums, man.
Hey, Sanchez, you do me a favor, man, so we can steer this thing back where it's supposed to be going, brother. Do you feel like looking into neuromelanin for me? Because that deals with the brain. You know what I mean? I don't know if you're familiar with that one or not. I think it'd be good for the people to know about it.
I'm familiar with neuromelanin, pheomelanin, and the different melanin types.
And we ain't talking about the name, you know what I'm saying? We just talking about the concept of what it do. You know what I mean? Just so we can just see.
I was just letting you know that I'm versed with it. But
hey, when I find melanin, I'm gonna shoot the shit out of melanin.
Yeah, because technically though, man, like we were saying, if we were to look at it for what it is, like we already know, the name ain't shit. It don't have nothing to do with people. I like to try to keep it with the science, and I know y'all do too, man. So let's just read it on that as gentlemen, like we've been doing from the gate. You know what I mean? So the thing about it is, man, we just wanted to deal with it how y'all want to deal with it. We can deal with it how they say deal with it. We can deal with it how we know to deal with it. You know what I mean? Because I got from my philosophy on what enlightenment is, but they telling you inside and what so-called science what enlightenment is. You know what I mean? And so if you can relate to it, you be like, oh, okay, that's what the fuck I be doing. No crackers, they tell me shit. They just told me the name of this shit, but I've been doing this shit.
Wisdom, let me ask you a question. Yeah. Now, is it ironic that how they say a lot of this stuff, when we talk about the matrix, we talking about numbers, and they say numbers carry energy. So is it ironic that carbon and sun has the numerology both of
carbon is new?
I think it is.
I mean, you say, do I think it's ironic that carbon and sun has
carbon Right, because a lot, like I said, words carry numbers and numbers carry energy. So is it ironic that sun and carbon have the numerology of 54, the same numerology? They one and the same.
Nah, that wouldn't be ironic at all.
They one and the same. So what is saying? That's telling me something.
Exactly. And what
he's telling you.
What it should be telling you is that's what the sun interacts with, like we already said, right?
All right, so I'm gonna mute my mic.
Wait a minute, but white people have carbon too.
Exactly, sir. Exactly. So that's why
like, what are we saying?
Listen, that's why we passed the race. We passed that shit. We know as Algeria.
That's what I'm saying, G. But niggas ain't getting that. We keep going with this. Niggas is better. Niggas is stronger. Niggas is smarter.
My man, right now.
Let me ask a question, my brother. Let me ask a question. A simple question.
Yes, sir.
If melanin is so potent and so magical, right? And I hear a lot of brothers talk about how, you know, the Caucasoids or whatever the name they like to use for white people, how they could sustain in cold weather and black people pretty much can't. Why is the magic powers of the melanin don't protect you from that? Because because if it's so magical, like people like to say, that melanin should be
protect you from what again? Say it again, Dre.
No matter where you at on earth, that melanin should protect your ass to the.
Hey, check it out, Dre. I agree with you, motherfucker, 100%, my dog. And I already know what you're talking about. So listen, so don't get me screwed with them other niggas, Dre. So I'm gonna run it down to you like this, my brother. Just like what you saying, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no goddamn magical power about no motherfucking melanin. You think you He-Man and all that shit because you got some motherfucking melanin, my man. You know what I mean? So that's why I say, as a general rule, they just saying melanin. They ain't say, hell, melanin is a black substance and it's only for black people. They didn't say that shit, bro. They say melanin is a black pigment that helps you protect you from UV rays. So that means don't go fuck with you black, brown, purple, pink. That it don't matter. That's what I'm saying. So who
it do matter?
Let me hold on.
And when I say as a general rule,
come out that motherfucker burnt after they leave out that sun. What you say? I'm speaking on observation. You speaking on.
As far as have a conversation about it.
One at a time. Calm down, man.
The word melanin.
Don't understand what you're doing, brother. Y'all understand what you're doing because you're not just only talking about the difference.
Dre, look, come on, bro.
Come on, man. Let's not get too emotional now.
When you say things like that, you're not only being divisive when it comes to different cultures. You being divisive with your own culture and don't even realize it. Because hold on,
one at a time. One at a time, please. Zone. One at a time, brother.
Let's speak the truth right quick. Because nature didn't create only blue, black motherfuckers. You have different shades of dark-skinned people or black people. You have black people that's light brown. So why would nature create a culture of people, right? That's melanin is a lot lighter than their counterparts if they supposed to have the same protection from the sun as the darker people. That don't make any sense to me. So
listen, I'm not saying that white people don't have.
Hold on, please.
That don't have carbon. An abundance of more carbon. It's like big brother, little brother.
Hey, hold on.
We the same, but we different.
Hold on.
Please.
Zone, can I ask you a question?
Hold on, brother.
What's going on?
Everybody can't talk at once now. Let's let Dreads finish on up what he doing, and then let the other brother ask Zone his question, and then let me go back and get control of the show to see where we'll go from there. Come on, let's get a little order. Go ahead, guys.
Like I said, everybody's not blue black. We know that there's different shades within our own culture, and that ain't got nothing to do with being mixed and all that. We know that there's nature created abundance of different shades, man. And that's including black people. Well, my question is, why would if the melanin supposed to be a protection shield from the rays of the sun, why would nature then make a weaker version of black people? When I say weaker version of melanin, is what I mean. Why would they make us lighter? Why would it make a group of people lighter? Would that mean they will have less protection? Why would nature do that then? Because now you're going to end up starting to divide people within your own community because they're going to look at themselves like, well, damn, these niggas say the darker the skin, the more protection you got. Well, I'm a little lighter, so I must be don't have the same protection.
It causes colorism. Colorism. That's where colorism comes from. I don't know if he was through. I was just interjecting, telling him that he's making a good point. That's where colorism comes from. You got it next, though, Zone, and then the brother gonna question you. He was through. Go ahead, Zone.
Nah, but my whole point is I just hear him asking a lot.
You cut off, brother. Where you go, Zone? Can't hear you, Zone. We can't hear you, Zone.
Look at God.
He's gone. Hey, bro, Sanchez, I just want to say, man, the guy before, is it?
Hold on a second. Zone, hop off and hop back on, Zone. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, that's question everything true to. Go ahead.
I got cut off. So look, what I was saying was this. Everything you just said was a whole bunch of whys. You can't really, put your whys because you have lack of knowledge of why this and why that. You can't make that as a valid point to the point you're trying to make. You just don't know. You just probably don't. There's a lot of things you don't understand.
That's my question exactly, Zone. That's my question exactly. Can you explain to us?
I'm explaining through observation. He's explaining.
Let me ask the question.
I said a bunch of whys. Answers to them why.
Yeah. Can you explain to us, especially
why is
melanin so important? That's the question.
Here's my thing, right? Carbon, right? You need carbon in order to transfer light. Light energy turns into chemical energy.
Okay, but why?
Right? Hold on. How you ask me a question and then?
Because I'm saying, what in this world right now today? Why is that important?
Hold on, and don't cut him off, brother. Let him. Hold on. Everybody stop. Everybody stop. Everybody stop a second. Brother, after you ask your question, you gotta take whatever he give you. You can't make him answer him a certain way. You just gotta take what he give you with the answer. But go ahead.
Yeah. All right, bro. Fair enough.
My whole thing is this, right? Light energy gets transmitted into chemical energy, right? And chemical energy gives you the nutrients, the things, right, to sustain life. But you need carbon in order for that transfer to go through the proper way. Same with plants. Plants transfer that light energy to get the nutrients it needs, and then it get transferred to chemical energy, and the plants get the nutrients it needs from the sun. So this is all done through carbon. But my whole thing is, if you have a lack of that, how is this? You see what I'm saying? My whole point of saying what I'm saying and why I'm standing on is this. I'm using what I'm saying on observation of what the sun do to white people. Now I might be, ignorant on a lot of, other, things, and I'm open to listen, but at the same time, I'm using observation. I ain't going off anything anybody say, I'm going off observation of what I see.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, according to the observation,
hold on, I can counter that. I can actually counter that example he gave. He say he see what the sun do to white people. But if you put a plant, go ahead and try to put a plant outside and leave that plant into the sun too long. That's why people bring their plants back in the house and they only get a plant a few hours of sunlight, because too much of the sun can hurt any damn body. It don't matter what color you is,
so
bro.
What about the grass?
Hold on, Dread.
No,
Dread, you just made a good point, Dread.
One at a time.
Hold on, G.
Wait a minute, y'all can't cut Dreads off though. Let Quentin go after Dreads, but let Dreads finish though, guys. Come on, hold your horses, guys.
Yeah, y'all know I like to catch my bodies, nigga. Let me catch my body. Cause this nigga tripping, man. You put a plant out there.
Trying to respond
you put a plant out. You put a plant or anything, and don't give it no water. See, too much of anything can hurt everything.
Look what he just said. No water. Come on, bro. You're not making no sense.
I say,
Just because you
hold on. He is making
right.
sense, and let me talk since it's my turn.
He only making sense.
You know what?
Not giving it
Everybody stop. Everybody stop, man. Hold on a minute, Dreads. Hold up a minute, Dreads and Kane. Here's what's going on. Let me tell you what's going on, man. This is weird. I'm going to tell you why it's weird. I told y'all, let every man speak one at a time. For some reason, y'all niggas act like I'm going somewhere or, come on, have patience. It's going to be quicker to let him go on, finish and get to his point than keep interrupting him and he got to start over again. Please, Zone, no matter what a person's saying, let them finish. And when they finish, go in with your shit. And they ain't going to be able to cut you off either, though. You see, and it'll be fair. But we can't hear no damn body if everybody talking together and it's like blah, 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 blah. Now, you know, so come on, it got to be one at a time. Not just because I want to make up rules, but they ain't going to be able to hear shit if we don't. Let each man finish. And please, guys, try to be brief because you see everybody anxious to get in. But just go ahead, guys. Dreads, go ahead. You guys.
I was saying, and I know people are saying, well, you know, you got plants that be outside. Their natural habitat is outside. That's true. But you also have something that also keeps them plants alive and keep them cool. It's called water. It's called rain. Without rain, without water, without an outside entity to make sure that them plants stay alive, they would die too. So too much of anything can hurt you. So if we're going to sit here and say, well, they can't stand the sun too long, nobody really can stand the sun too long because even when we had that sun, when they had got real hot, remember the time they tried to trick us with the climate change and saying it was going to get colder and it actually was in reverse. And people was like, well, damn, what happened? They said it was going to get hotter, but it was cold. But people was falling out for dehydration. And most of them people that was falling out for dehydration being in the sun too long was black folks. So it doesn't matter, man. What I'm saying is it's a balance in nature. There's a balance. You can't have too much of anything, dude. That's with anybody. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that there's not certain cultures that don't benefit from sunlight more than others, because most likely it is. But that ain't got nothing to do with, that's logical, man. Just like you say that some people could, there's certain plants that grow in the sun. Like over here where I live at, our soil. When wintertime comes, dude, our grass don't even grow. I don't even have to, it just stopped growing. Plants, all that, it just don't grow. But nigga, in the summertime, you know what I'm saying? Even though we get a lot of rain and shit, man, that shit, I have to be out there every 2 weeks almost. I used to live stream this shit, was so amazing to me. I'm like, bro, I have to cut my grass more than my neighbors do. You know what I'm saying? I guess it got something to do with the soil, but it's still outside entities. It's the soil that I have. It's the water we use to water our grass and our lawn and things like that. It's outside entities that help keep the balance and keep everything growing fruitfully. But again, sun rays, when we talk about sun rays and things of that nature, bro, don't sit there and try to make it seem like that white people, they go out in the sun and they catch on fire and burn up like vampires. That's not true, because if that was the case, you won't see their ass out there at the grocery store in the sunlight grocery shopping with your ass. They're out there. They just can't be out there for a long period of time. That's
all right, can I say that?
No, hold on. It was supposed to be on me. It was supposed to be on me.
That's right.
No, he responded to me. I got to interject on that. Now,
bro, it was supposed to be me after Dreads. We already had the order.
The reason I disagree with him, because the reason that's too much sunlight is not good for those plants, because what's happening is too much energy is being absorbed. Okay? That's what's going on. So it's the same thing. If you go outside, you can drink all the water you want. But
I think this is kind of a side argument, man. Because let's pass the mic around a little bit, man.
Yeah. Look, okay. Can I get to what I was going to say?
Gonna cut what I got to say.
Because it was Quentin's turn.
You saying the same thing I said, brother? I said
really not.
Hold on.
Listen, I said too much.
Let me go after Quentin.
Hold on.
We got to share the mic.
Yeah, too much of anything is bad.
Go ahead, Quentin.
Yeah, too much of anything is bad for you. Then you right behind me said too much rays.
But you're not understanding. You really made my point, but I'll get to that later.
Well, look, so we on. We can move on from that because we basically saying the same thing.
And you ain't gotta
Not really.
argue every argument. We want to argue the foundative points, man. You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead, Quentin.
What you think about the
Yeah, all I was gonna say was two things off what Dreads was saying. And first, I'm gonna start by saying yes, Dreads is making a lot of sense. And motherfuckers think he not, you just tweaking, you just thinking before you saying. Now, one, when it comes to flowers or whatever, let's look at all of the different spectrum of colors of flowers we get. If you sit them all next to each other in the sun with the same sun and the same temperature, I've never observed white flowers burning before any of the rest of the colors of flowers just because they have less color than any of the rest of them. One. Two, something else that you don't observe, that you do observe, like Drez was saying, even if you go back to slavery, you know how many slaves died of heat strokes out on the field doing whatever the fuck, or even outside of slavery, how many niggas didn't die of heat strokes? I'm gonna say my great grandmother died of a heat stroke. So neither here nor there. It's not like melanin saves you in any of those situations, or like when it comes to flowers or colors like that, the sun burns any one color more than the others just because it has less pigmentation of one specific color. We don't observe that in nature.
Facts.
So when you look at that with people, you can't say that apply because it should be consistent. We know nature is consistent, and if it's not with us, then we should look at that like, what are we doing?
Now, can I get in and just make a point? Because people probably have been wondering why there's charcoal burning on the screen, and I'm gonna need at least about 5 good minutes, and after that, y'all can take over. I want to first, before I do anything, welcome One World, One Hood, Sir Drop. Shout out to Adrian. I think haven't said much, and the brother Michael Ward is on the panel. Shout out to my brother. Just wanted to acknowledge y'all.
Peace and love.
Shout
Peace
out.
and love.
Hey, bro, Sanchez. I was gonna get in after Quint. I could be real quick unless you want me to wait. Cause I was trying to respond to what I had originally asked.
Well, look, here's the rule I'll do. You make the last response and I'm gonna take over because I don't want y'all to get into another back and forth. You just make the concluding response and then you can pick back up where you was or whatever. He can pick back up after I do it. Go ahead.
Okay, well, when I had asked when I asked Zone, when I asked you why melanin was important, and then like what you had said, pretty much I'm disagreeing that it's important at all, and I didn't really want to interrupt you like that, but like he was saying, like I was trying to force a certain response. So the type of response I was trying to get to is pretty much what is it doing today? And I'm saying it's not important because ain't nobody dying now and ain't nobody been dying then that need to die, or not that many people. If that's the case, I don't know no white people dying from no damn sun cancer. Ain't none of the slave masters died from the sun cancer. Ain't none of the bogus presidents, none of the motherfuckers is dying from the sun cancer. So like that shit ain't doing nothing. But I'm out.
All right, so listen. One thing I wanted to teach everybody, I want you to take what I'm about to show you now and blend it with everything I taught you earlier about the human auric field and the word melanin dealing with the word melody. I went in deep in the first portion of this video. I'm gonna go in even deeper now with the syncretism and etymology of the word carbon. So one word you hear Brother Zone using a lot is carbon. And what we find is that in the Black conscious community, the word carbon is synonymous with melanin. But if you think about what I taught you earlier, you'll see why that's so. So now, Zone, I'm not trying to ask you this so you can take the mic. It's my turn to get into what I'm doing. All I need is a yes or no question on what I'm about to ask you. All I need is a yes or no answer. Do you know the etymology of the word carbon?
No.
All right, let me break it down for you. Because I just went over it earlier, but I'm going to go over it again. So the word carbon comes from the word right here, charbon, which actually come from the word charcoal, as you can see here. So the way you speak about carbon is the way we would speak about charcoal. Think about what I'm saying. We're talking about how much sunlight, which the Greeks taught that the sun was fire. They taught that the aging process is the process by which every material thing burnt under the sun over time. So essentially what's happening to white people is what happened to black people first before we became black, because we was white at first. I know that just went over your head, but let me just tell you what I just said. The process by which you can turn something black through the process of burning, it's the same way you take a white sheet of paper, burn it, and it turned black over time. This would have meant that the original humans was white, and they also got burnt like white people doing until we adapted to it and fully sun-kissed us, burnt us, and now you was what they call baptized with the fire. You're complete. You can't burn that paper no more once it turned black. So if white people are later humans, like we're saying, because this is all tied to evolution, this is what I'm trying to teach you guys, then their blackening process is coming late, and we're witnessing the sun burning them. But first we was white people. See, you can't have it both ways. You're saying white people was first and the sun darkened them, and that's how we would get black people. But now check this out. When you understand why you're syncing melanin to carbon, you will see the etymology here, because melanin is the actual interaction of your cells with the sunlight, and the aging process is said to be activated through this. So these carbon cells or these melanin cells are literally what the dumb Greeks would have been explaining as little pieces of charcoal in our body. In other words, let me explain something to you. You see, the word carbon is synonymous with the word charcoal. Now let's break it all the way down. I told you I would need nothing but about 5 minutes. I hope I can complete my time, because I know y'all niggas ready to get in. First part is car. Car comes from the word CHR, which means chariot. Apollo, sun chariot, car. This the word Merkaba. That's why I was showing you earlier the human electromagnetic field. Now let me show you something real quick. When you look at the human, where my page at? When you look at the human damn, I gotta pull it up again over here. Hold on, I got a lot of. All right, hold on. Damn, hold on, people, because I'm about to go in. Let me get this time back. I'm telling you, I'm about to go in. So check this out, right? Let me make sure I got two screens with the same page and I'm having them confused. Hold on. Okay, here go to one. So check this out, right? So when you look at the human electromagnetic energy field, this is what they're misinterpreting as carbon, as melanin. But it's melody, like I was saying earlier. But I'm finna go in even deep to prove it with the etymology real quick and show y'all why he keep bringing up the word carbon, right? So hold on a second, right? Let's put this here. Now let's go back here. So the car is the chariot. This means the auric field around the body. This the aura. This the Apollo's chariot is the actual Merkaba, or the vehicle that's passing the energy from Mother Nature into the body. It's, in other words, it's a vehicle or a messenger of energy, because the energy is coming from the earth into the physical body, but the mediator in between it, the translator, is right here, messenger to God, this chariot right here. So that right there is linked to the first word we're dealing with, car. The bond is what we want to pull up now. Now check how deep this go. Let me pull this up real quick. So this means good. It means something being eating, like bon appetit. When we say bon appetit, so carbon. Hold on, man. Everybody mute their mics real quick, yo. Come on, man. Quit hating, man. Come on now. Let a nigga get it in. You niggas know what you're doing. Now hold on a second. So the bon you just read is dealing with the word bon appetit, as in eating. Why is this dealing with eating? Because fire consumes things. Your aura is consuming the life energy of your body. Once it run its course, your body wrinkle up and wither away as the soul is slowly leaving your body as we speak. You're dying every day. It's like a candle burning out. So this is the bond that the spirit has with the soul, right? It's like so check this out. The bond or the bonus, right? Bon appetit is dealing with the ether. Now let me show you something. The ether was translated as the Ouroboros. Now check this out. When you look at this snake eating its tail, what you're looking at, right, it's the human aura that I just showed you a minute ago. Now let me show it to you again. Damn, what happened to it? All right, let's pull it up over here. Because I'm about to go even deep, man, and I'm going to pass the mic. And guess what? I ain't going to talk for a while. I'm going to let y'all take over. So look, when you see the snake eating its own tail, it's the same thing our aura is doing our body. That auric energy is powering your body, but it's also aging it and sending it closer to death. So the snake, when it's eating its tail, is feeding itself, but it's also taking some of itself. You see what I'm saying? This is the translation of how the ancestors interpreted what we're calling melanin. Now, not all candles burn out at the same rate. This is why we all don't die at the same time. We all ain't born at the same time, because each human is a controlled explosion, and some of us exploding at different rates. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is this right here. Let me move this. I just broke down and you one concept. Now let me show you why I put the charcoal up there. Hold on. And I'm done after this. I'm almost wrapping it up now. Where is it? Right here. So look at here. When you look at why the word charcoal is dealing with carbon, right? It's because the charcoal and the oxygen that the fire is consuming in the air act as this is the whole Ouroboros symbol. See, look, this is what you gotta look at. The source that's fueling the fire is in the middle, and it's a dark source. So that's why they telling you that dark matter is the source that's feeding the light universe. And black people are saying dark skin is what fed all the rest of the races, but we're mistranslating it. Let me show you what's going on. Out of the darkness came the light, the same way the charcoal is fueling the fire, but that what's fueling the fire is darkness, even though the fire is light. Now I'm showing you this because the Greeks who created the word carbon were actually trying to retranslate how the sun is burning fuel with a piece of charcoal. And I know that sounds dumb, and it is, but I'm just teaching you the shit. So check it out. This is why the etymology match up. When you see the charcoal igniting the fire, that's the carbon that they telling you ignited the universe. Check this shit out. See sacred geometry. Open up your third eye. Let me show you something. In the middle of this image is a charcoal, and it's just burning the fire. And they telling you our universe gonna die when that charcoal burns out. And they're telling you that carbon is the process by which this is all happening, or atom, or what y'all calling melanin, which this is really a melody like a record player or a vinyl player. This is music. It's not melanin, it's melody. It's a rhythm, a spiral. You see what I'm saying? Now they retranslating it with a pseudoscience that got you based upon a sun that's literally burning fire, when we know that the sun is a luminary, is more like a pure white light from a conscious source. What's fueling the sun is the darkness, the moon, and vice versa. What's fueling the moon is the sun, just like husband and wife, or just like this charcoal. You see what I'm saying? So guess how you create charcoal? By actually burning the wood. So what creates the charcoal is the fire, and what allowed the fire to stay created is the charcoal. This is how you interpret carbon with charcoal, and why the etymology matches up. So they translated this burning into the process by which the universe ages, starting with the kindling of the flame being the Big Bang. Right here, which is the same way you would teach a motherfucker how charcoal burn. They just translate it into scientific form. So you're speaking the same language of a thermal fusion based concept, but you're translating it into the human as melanin and away from vibration. Now, I don't want to halt the mic. I can obviously keep going deeper here, but I just wanted to sink that in with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, guys.
All right, let me say this about what Quentin said earlier, man. Well, no, not Quentin. Somebody else said something. Quentin said it. He said, if I put different flowers, right, under the sun, I don't see the white flowers dying quickly. Well, actually, white flowers die quicker than flowers with color. And what happens is when those white flowers actually die, in order to re-energize, or whether you want to bring the flower back to life, you actually have to add a drop of food coloring to the water, because the stems absorb the dye from the color, and it brings the flower back to life. Okay, so I'm just putting that out there. So another thing, what I wanted to say is, if you look at Well, that go to show you right there is a whole bunch of information on the internet, and depending on what you're searching for, you probably willing to find it. You see what I'm saying? So we got to use common sense. Now I know what you put in, but I'm just saying I found one that says white flowers die quicker, and you found one that says white flowers live longer. So
You know
it
what
just
you put
shows
in.
you it shows you that whatever you were searching for, 9 times out of 10 you're going to find it, right? So we got to just use common sense in the midst of all of that. You see what I'm saying? So what else I wanted to talk about is, okay, now if you look at carbon, you breathe in carbon, you breathe out carbon. See what I'm saying? The sun is grown from carbon. The plants are grown from carbon being transmitted from the sun to the plants and all that. Everything is a cycle around carbon. So it's an important element. You can't just X that out like, okay, it ain't an important. Everything that keeps this cycle going revolves around carbon. And the
No.
argument that I've
Hold
been
on.
arguing.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
When you say everything that keep this thing going revolve around carbon, remember that the original word for carbon was charcoal. And what I'm telling you is that's dumb. That's what they're telling you here. They're telling you everything that keep our universe evolving revolves around carbon, which is this little black dot in the middle of the universe, which is another way of saying charcoal burning. That's some pseudoscience, brother.
Well, I don't like you said. I don't want to get into the whole semantics, and I'm
But
not
that's
going
what
to
you
get into
said. It
that.
all revolves
I'm not going to get
around.
into. Nah,
When you
that's your
say word,
definition.
no,
That's
you
not my
said it
definition.
all revolves. But see, you're speaking metaphysical and not trying to be metaphysical. I'm just interpreting to you exactly what you're saying and why you're saying it, because you've heard scientists say our universe revolves around carbon.
So let me ask you this. So basically, you're saying that all organisms does not contain carbon.
Nope.
All living organisms do not contain carbon.
Nope.
So what it contains?
All living organ niggas. Organ niggas. That's a good one right there.
I like that one. So
Organ
go ahead.
niggas.
What does it contain?
All living organisms contain energy. And there's no other translation of it. I'ma just say energy. I ain't gonna say melanin, carbon, Jesus, Buddha,
Sanchez,
none of that stuff.
So Sanchez, so this is what I'm getting from you, right? So we already got through the point. You don't believe in proton neutrons.
Let me tell you something real quick.
Hold on. You don't believe in carbon.
I don't believe.
So you don't believe
I
in
choose
protein.
to know.
Hold on.
I don't believe.
Protein.
I don't
You
believe.
in sugar.
I don't.
You
Science.
don't believe in fat.
Hold on. Let me answer you.
Carbon.
Let me answer you, brother. Science ain't based upon belief, man. Now let me explain something to you, dude. I said you asked me. You're telling me what the question I just answered. I told you energy is what's containing all humans. Basically, is what I just told you to your question, and I was right about that. Like, what contains all humans is not carbon; it's energy. You see
You
what I'm
don't think
saying?
that energy have to be generated through? You say you say you have to generate energy in order to use it, right?
Listen,
So
listen, listen,
you don't
listen.
think that energy
You
have to
cut
be
me off.
generated through human? Go ahead.
Listen. When we saying energy is a container, the only
Mm.
place we can see that is right here. Let me show you something real quick. Check this out. You see energy around your body, it's containing your body. Your body is wrapped in a container of energy, not carbon. This is pure etheric energy right here. Now, some pseudoscientists and sophists, Greeks, started to translate this as carbon, but it was carba, before it became the carbon and started to be interpreted as that which ignite the flame, being a charcoal type concept as opposed to a macabre type concept. What's causing the body to burn, fuel, and age? It's the energy around it that's being pumped in and around it. When that leaves the body is like a candle that died out. This is the flame around the wick, which is you. You are the candle burning the flame of the soul. But they turned that into carbon or charcoal concept. All I'm doing is giving you the natural interpretation, and I'm not using words like carbon and all that because that's the later translation when they turn so that's why I'm telling you the word carbon is charcoal. You see what I'm saying?
But see, the thing is, what carbon actually helps to release energy.
There is no such. So if you want to call carbon, it's no different than a Christian calling energy Jesus, because what you're calling carbon is basically the foundation of the heliocentric universe of what powers all matter within there. That's why the black folks come with the melanin superiority shit. But what I'm telling you is you want to translate your reality through the eyes of the Greeks. That's on you. I still can put my natural translation. You ain't going to let me finish, though.
Let me ask you this.
The ancestors didn't have a word called carbon. I'm trying to tell you what predates all of these concepts.
Right, cool, but we in a different time,
I know, and I'm trying to give you the old times that we weren't in, because everybody know this time, so that's why I should be talking more.
Different tools to understand.
All right, but it got to be one at a time, and right now it's my turn.
You stuck on your
man. You ain't gonna let your boy talk though. You ain't got to be so emotional, bro. But no, everybody just sharing information, and then when it's my turn,
right, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say, okay, that's your information, and my information.
But you ain't
I'm not saying you're wrong. You're not understand. I'm not disagreeing with you because I'd be a fool to do that if I don't know the etymology of it. You see what I'm saying? I'd be a fool to disagree with you, but I'm just stuck on my version right now.
We see that. We know that's what I'm saying. So we gave you so many chances to show us your version. I'm just showing you mine, and that's all. Everybody get a chance to show theirs. You don't have to interrupt the next man because his version may not match up with yours. We let the people hear all the versions. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So let me ask you this. So you said you don't believe in carbon, right? So
no. What I said was I don't think science really cares about our beliefs. So I think that's an argument that's really wasting time.
Well, I'm asking you. I'm not talking about science. I'm asking you. You said you don't believe in the whole carbon theory, right?
No. What I said was I don't think beliefs have any place in a scientific debate. It ain't a religious debate. So why are we talking about beliefs? Christians deal with beliefs.
Because you gave me another interpretation, right?
No, what I gave you was let me tell you what I gave you. I gave you straight up facts that's irrefutable. I gave you the etymology, and I showed. No. You gotta stop letting me talk. Bro, I can't keep arguing with you. I'm going to. We haven't, but you're doing it a little bit too much to the point where no one can really get up to a point, brother. Hold on a second. What I gave you was, I showed it on the screen, the etymology, and I read it to you, brother. I showed you the word carbon in its original acceptance. I put it on the screen. I don't own that. Anybody can pull that up. It's the facts that's out there if you choose to seek them. So I'm not going to take so much credit and say them my facts. That'll be egotistical to say it's his facts or his facts. If it's a fact, it's everybody's. Now check this out. The thing about this right here, brother, I show and prove. I showed you. Hold up, brother. I don't need you interrupting me with a whole nother argument. Now, Zone, come on, brother. Me and you done grew to a place where we've learned how to do respect for shows, and that we put our emotions aside. And for the last couple streams with you on, we've been good. Only thing I'm telling you is, brother, don't take this the wrong way, but always remember this. Right now, I'm the only one getting paid right now. So I'm not saying that the stunt. What I'm saying is that ought to make you calm down and say, yeah, you're right, man. I'm taking this too seriously. Like I ain't getting paid for it. He is. You feel me? So just calm down, brother, because no matter what go on, if you remember that, then you can see that we got to have order, man. So check this out.
All right, can I ask you this one question before you go on? Is sugar made of carbohydrates?
I don't know what the hell sugar is made of, brother, but I know that argument ain't got nothing to do with what I'm trying to.
That has a lot to do with it because sugar has carbon.
You can say drink you can say drink has carbon. You can say drink has melanin. Sugar have melanin because you said carbon is melanin. And what I'm telling you, if Dr. Pepper got melanin, then white folks can just drink it, man. Shit, and have the same amount of melanin in their belly as you, and they can. So what I'm telling you is, I don't care what like, for example, when you say does negativity have hate or some shit like that? Everyone got different interpretations of hate, but we still use the term. So you could find the word carb or in carbs or carbohydrates and all of that shit. That don't mean it's proof of a carbonic universe. It means that it's proof that the Greeks took control of our damn language. That's just like the word erotic come from the Greek word eros. I don't know what else to use because the Greeks dominated my people. So I use their language and I say erotic. But if I had my own language, maybe I would use another word. So what I'm telling you is it's a segue sidebar argument to do sugar got carbs? Well, since you can find that word associated with other words, it make it true. No, what it means is true that the Greeks took over our language and you speak English. That's all, brother. That's what that proves. But it don't prove that the universe is carbon based and that the sun is burning like a piece of charcoal. This is why people say it's a black hole at the center of the sun, because the black hole is the damn charcoal brisket that's burning the fire. The Greeks had a very simple concept of what the sun was. And it's okay for me to give a different translation other than the Greek. I learned everything you learned about carbon. People don't really know what I'm saying, is what I'm telling you, brother. I'm going against the status quo. I can teach what you teach in your version and the ancestors' version. That's called going out of the box. So that's what I want to point out, man. Go ahead, guys.
So I hear what you're saying, right? And you know, all that stuff is good. But what I'm saying is you're telling. So what is diamonds made of? What is graphite made of? I mean, did you test any of these things to prove that?
Let me tell
that
you,
it's not made of carbon. I'm trying to figure that out. I'm just.
Let me tell you something now.
Go ahead.
It's like saying, is Mercury made out of the Greek god Mercury? Just because the Greeks named something in nature a fucking way that because they control the language we speak, don't make the how they're defining reality with that language the truth, brother.
So you're saying there's no scientific methods to explain nothing? None of this.
What I'm telling you is because you can say, hey, mercury is in that, carbon is in that, don't mean that what we're calling carbon and mercury based upon a Greek definition is true according to the ancients. The ancients didn't have words like mercury and carbon, but they still had science to explain things like the Greeks. All I'm doing is showing you the Greek explanation and the ancestors' explanation. You're just showing me the Greek explanation. And what I'm telling you is this is not really a debate. This is two brothers sharing information and you giving us the version that we all learned based upon carbon, and me going beyond giving that one with you and agreeing with you. Yeah, that's how the Greeks translated it, and showing you the ancient way before the Greeks, because they ain't the end all be all.
So the ancients were always correct in that finding.
I didn't even based upon correcting when you're sharing information, because what's happening is this. I'm answering the question, and the answer to the question is this. I don't give a damn if the ancestors right or wrong. That's up to you. All I'm doing is sharing you the same shit Jones shared you. He's right. How the Greeks translated the carbonic universe and carbon with the human. He's right. And I'm showing you that with these images. And I'm saying it was based upon a piece of charcoal burning. So I'm showing you what he's saying is true, and where the early Greeks even get the etymology from is what I'm showing you. So I'm telling you what he's saying is right, and going beyond saying, and this what it originally meant and how it translates to what's really going on with the etymology. And this is how the ancestors defined it before all them translations. So this ain't a debate. This is you showing up with just the Greek version and me showing up with the Greek version, going deeper into how the Greeks developed the version, and showing you another version, which was how the ancients defined it before these terms existed. So I'm showing that's all going on.
I get what you're saying. So let me just ask you this last question. I get what you're saying. I ain't trying to argue with you on that, because, you know, like you said, you just explained both sides. But my question is this. So, because I want to know, it's not a question to debate you. It's just I want to know. I want to hear what you guys say about it. So now, the key elements that they tell us makes up the entire earth, right? The 6 elements or whatever like that. So if one of the elements is off, that means all of them is off, right? Right?
You just trying to control the show, man.
Nah, Mass is a small question. If he telling me that carbon is just a word that scientists or whatever came up with, so that means we gotta discredit each and every last one of those.
I didn't say carbon is a word that scientists came up with. I looked up the etymology. It tell you which race invented the word. Like aloha is a word that the Hawaiians came up with, bro. You can't argue that. And carbon is a word that the fucking Greeks come up with. This is not an argument. I'm just showing you, bro. Every word have a history and an origin, man. Damn.
And carbon, listen, when they talk about carbon, they're not just talking about a solid mass or something. You got all type of carbon. You got, like, for real, we produce the fucking carbon. We don't take in the carbon. This is how plants and shit live. Shit without blood in it lives off carbon monoxide. Now, this is what you breathe out, right? And then they give us something back from the plants, right? So we basically are not carbon-based. We exhale the carbon to the plants and shit so it can live off the nature. They're not talking about a fucking piece of coal or no. But never mind that part. When we talk about
that's my point I was trying to make.
Right,
but
that's great. But now when we talk about the sun, this, that, and the third, and y'all talking about flowers, that, and the third. What does a grape do? A grape dries up in the sun and it turns darker, right? And that's what it does. So,
yes, sir. Get it up.
Right. So when it went, so we know the sun doing something, we just don't know what it is, right?
Let me show you something. Let go to what I was saying earlier, Drop. No matter what color you are, when everybody die, their body gonna turn jet black like a prune. No matter if you white, you gonna turn jet black. Because the age process is a burning process. The human inhaling oxygen is a slow burning process that's fueling the body. Anything that's transmitting fuel will age over time. This is why you have to buy another car every certain amount of years. So What I'm telling you is the car is the macabre, the carbon. It's the vehicle that's transmitting the energy of the human to its next destination. It's that's what the soul is around the body. What they call the akashic, the violet flame, your auric. And it's represented how the Greeks translated charcoal. You can't refute or say what I'm saying is wrong because I did the etymology, and the word carbon come from the word charbon, which come from the word charcoal. We just looked that up. You can't argue that.
Conversation, Sanchez. Can I ask you a question based on what you said, man? So we can get it understood for like what we got going on, right? And so now, what I hear you actually saying, as far as like the carbon aspect, is that you telling the people, don't get caught up on the bullshit ass name, talking about no melanin and no carbon and all that dumb ass shit. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it ain't the name itself, is what you're saying. You know what I mean? And so and then you saying like basically is that the word carbon is not carbon in the way we looking at it as some type of material, some shit. It's like the electromagnetic field that's around your body, you know what I mean, that's being electrified, you know what I mean, that's keeping you alive, that's keeping you together in the center, you know what I mean? And I think you're saying too, is that what I hear myself to add on to what you're saying is when you say carbon, I actually hear a car. You know what I mean? Like the Ka, the Ka, you know what I mean? Which is like the spirit, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
you're right. You're right. That's what I'm talking about. Yep.
Yeah, right. So it's all about that chi, you know what I mean? That's all around you, man. Yeah, they're right. You know what I mean? And it's all penetrating. But the thing about it is that your skin, sorry, let me just finish the last sentence. Like how I said though, and like I said again, I'm not a prejudiced person, so it don't matter to me about who do what, who can accept the sun better. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. All I know is that your skin protects you from the outside world, period. No matter what color you are, right? Mm-hmm. And so my thing is that I just try to look at the bigger picture as far as like the electromagnetic field being the same thing as my skin, like meaning as above, so below. And so the main thing it comes about to me is like, how do you reach higher? How do you vibrate higher, chemically? You know what I mean? Like not as for like the sun or whatever. Like I want to tap into the source of knowledge. You know what I mean? That's how I look into shit. And so when I say the source of knowledge, I say like understanding that voice that's in my mind, to know how to communicate with it, to know I need to go left when a motherfucker trying to tell me to go right in my own mind. Like that individual that we know when we call ourselves individuals, right? The word individual, I said this before, is that is dual. The end of the word individual means dual, and we know indi means divide. So that means as an individual, you are two things. So my thing is in life is how to make those two things become one thing and not blindly walk around as if I don't have nothing that's leading me. And that's what people that we so-called sleep, that's the problem, that they haven't understood the difference between.
So what makes up 99% of the mass of the human body? Which elements make up the human body?
The 99% to make up your human body is water. Most of the things that make up your body,
so
human body is
water. So you saying water created the mass of your body?
We know for a fact that water, light is what creates the mass. Light creates matter. The electromagnetic field creates matter. You know what I mean? We know.
I'm trying to find this out because he just said that carbon, the original term, right, that you're trying to say is electromagnetic is really carbon, right? I don't want to misquote nobody.
Well, no, sir, that's not what I'm saying. You know what I mean? We know the thing that's around us, that's light. And what the light...
carbon exists or not? I just need a yes or no from you. Okay.
Oh, so for me, yes. According to science, they got a name that calls some shit carbon.
And that's what he said.
Zone, you and him You and him both agree.
I'm on both pages. You know what I mean?
Right, and what he's saying is this: it's a word. It's a word. As long as we can deal with a word that the Greeks gave us, as long as we understand that's what we're doing, and we going off somebody else's ideology. As long as we know this shit not coming from our own brain, if we get to using what they taught us. You see what I'm saying? So if we gonna do that, we might as well pull up a couple articles. listen to what they say and believe it. That's not science.
That's why I ain't discrediting what Sanchez said, because I can't tell that man here, because he has a high understanding to that etymology. I can't. I'd be a fool to do that. I'm not. That's why I'm not gonna argue with him about it. But this is something I want to know. I'm not trying to debate nobody. You see what I'm saying? I want to know, because if that's what he told me, then now I'm trying to figure out what's all these elements that we know about. You know,
nah, man, you said the same thing. Y'all said the same as that thing. Like
let
I
me
said,
tell you something.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. For example, he said, what's all these elements about, right? Let me explain something to you, Zone. Just like you, Zone, I speak English. So when I say elements, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the foundational creations that by which all other matter is built upon, the building blocks of matter. We call them the elements. So me and you as English speakers, as people who've been conquered by the Greeks, we can say elements, and me and you know what we talking about. So I get you. But the difference between me and you is that I know when I say the word element that the Greeks based their language on their religion, and that El was one of the name of their original gods. And since he was the one who created their periodic table and gave birth to all the other gods, all the other elements through his mind, that's why they call it ment, which is the mental of El. See, in the Greek religion, they taught that all the elements was created by the god El from his great mind. So you just said, yes, brother, do elements exist? And I know what level you talking to me on, from a person who speak English like me, but they don't understand the etymology of the word being biased and due to some god. So I just had to break down to you why we even say element based upon some egotistical people and a god. But I'm telling you, if you go to another place around the world and say, are the elements real? They'll look at you stupid and say, what the hell is an element? We call those the nature spirits.
So let me ask you this, Sanchez. So if it was based on their gods, then why would they put us in higher perspective of that? Because if all the elements are based on their god, one of the key elements that they say is important is carbon. And you know, we as melanated people, I'm going to use that word because that's what y'all familiar with. We as melanated people have more of an abundance of carbon than white.
Let me give you some knowledge. The most important building block in the Greek structure of the universe is the atom. And that's the first god, Atum, that I keep telling you about, Odin. That was the god that gave birth. That's El. So atom, without the atoms, you have no elements. It's founded on the biblical genesis of how energy is generated in their view of the universe. So that's what I'm telling you. Yeah. So check this out, brother. What I'm teaching you is that we have a biased language, which the way we speak, we think that it's only right our way. And if you would have to go around the whole world and semantically argue with people based upon sophism, and that's what the Greeks did, man. They made us like them. Their language says that only we're right. You said it, they based these elements on their egotistical bias as religions and gods. Yes, they did. And guess what else, Zone? They not only did that, brother, but guess what, brother? Even the stars in the sky, they call them Uranus and Neptune and Saturn and Jupiter. Yeah, even the days of the week, Thursday for Thor, Friday for their Greek goddess Freya. Yeah, so what make you think it stopped at the periodic table, man? Everything back in them days, it was the government was the church. Everything was translated under.
So let me ask you this, Sanchez. So like how much of science is actually authentic, man? Let's get on that real quick.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you, science is a paradox. If you open up a science book and begin to digest it as fact, then guess what? That's the lie about science. The truth about science is the way I decode science and show you the real meaning behind what they're showing. So earlier I showed you their interpretation of the universe being born from a black hole. Then I showed you a little black piece of charcoal giving birth to a flame around it. And I'm giving you the truth behind the lies. So it's a paradox. So how much of it is true and false is going to be true or false based upon how you interpret it. Now, the difference between a person that know the truth and a person that only know the lie is the person that know the truth and the lie. And so well that I can show you how the lie was even, how the truth was. Hold up. So wait. This is my last sentence. So the person that know the truth and a lie, and they can translate to you how the truth became the lie. But a person that only know the lie can only give you the lie as the truth.
So, okay, so let me ask you this. So the average college graduate, right, that goes into the science field,
are indoctrinated.
Hold on. If they're not, right, educated on the etymology of the things that you're saying right now, could they still be successful in their field? Are you telling me that without them having this etymology knowledge, that they won't be able to do a lot of this stuff?
No. What I'm telling you is that without them having the knowledge of sacred geometry and etymology, they'll always have a good job, but they'll never be the man at the top of the pyramid. See, let me teach you something. The people that's cutting these folks checks are people that don't have to learn none of the shit they went to school for. People who inherited billions who didn't even go to college, hiring people who go to college and learn just enough to be a good electrician or a good, and I'm saying electrician because I'm gonna get one hood on to say, just get in too, because I don't want to keep him waiting. But a good plumber, a good security guard like me, a good gym teacher, whatever you go to school for, you're going to be a good whatever that is, and that should be your success story. But their success story is owning 10-fold Fortune 500 companies and hiring a bunch of y'all sheeple with y'all little degrees. And see, the level of thinking they own is how to control spirits, and you just trying to control your little measly life day for day. And they controlling populations of people on a religious and etymological symbolic way. And that's what the magic, the people, the rich people, the witches at the top who own the empires like Queen Elizabeth, they know the shit I know. Now, yeah, you can go to college and learn a lot, but you're just gonna learn a lot to serve their matrix the best you can serve it. But yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you, okay, this for you and One World, because I know you're into that electricity. Now, okay, I hear what you're saying, and you know, I can't disagree on that. But let me ask you this: so you're basically saying that the average kid who's in, you know, the college graduate who's into science, you're saying that, you know, they're doing all these chemical reaction things and things with different chemicals and, you know, writing down molecule formats and all that.
And guess
you're
what?
saying that they understand that based on their level of understanding of science, but they don't understand the etymology part of what they're actually doing.
No, what I'm saying is you can have a person in a lab, right, that's doing all them experiments, and they can teach you a lot about chemical reactions, and they may be a professor at Harvard who know about science and all that. And at the end of the day, they'll still believe in talking snakes and a nigga who walk on water.
And they still ain't gonna teach you about alchemy, the true science.
All right, I got a question, Sanchez. And the thing about it is, man, so that we can like keep it on the comprehensive level, because it sounds like to me we doing the aura borealis right now. You see what I'm saying? Because on one hand, I see that okay, we were in a school setting or whatever. I think Zone alluding to this. If we're in the school setting, well, I'm just gonna speak for myself. If we're in the school setting or whatever, like how I'm gonna get a two-way question, Sanchez. I know you're gonna be ready to answer. If we was in the school setting, in what way will you teach people about how their leg work or what their leg is? You know what I mean? Like if I would say, hey, Sanchez, tell me how your leg work. You know what I mean? And then
right.
I can tell you how your leg work. I can tell you all that.
Remember I said the two-part question? I knew you were
gonna jump in. Tell you that.
So you wouldn't jump in right quick? Hold on, just wait. I just want to ask you, I just want to just get the logic, right? Because I'm doing this for me and I'm doing it for the understanding for the people. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, on one end, I hear Zone just trying to label, well, not him, we like I say, like leg. When I had to go through the etymology of leg with you, if I'm like, okay, Sanchez, your leg
you
like
would.
this.
You
So,
would.
Okay, cool. No, okay, on that part, I would. I'm gonna let you explain why
would you?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you are with me. Go ahead, yes, sir.
Well, you would if you were etymologist like myself. You see what I'm saying? So listen, hold on, let me explain to you why, brother. Okay, you wouldn't if you're not versed in etymology. Since I'm versed in etymology, if I was teaching a lecture about the leg, the etymology of the word leg would definitely be part of that lecture. The sacred geometry, everything. You know the way I teach. And if you learn these teaching methods, you would incorporate them into the way you express yourself to the people every time.
I love the way you answered that question, man, and that's deep. You know what I mean? The way you answered it. But
would you be able to show the molecule?
So you basically would hold up. So just one more statement. So you basically would if you could, but go ahead.
Yes, sir. But that's why I say that was a beautiful statement and everything that you made. But unfortunately, it wasn't directed to what I'm actually saying. And I don't know what alluded you to the idea that I wouldn't learn the etymology of a word.
I didn't say nothing about you, brother. I was just speaking.
Oh, okay, I was just speaking in general. Yeah, so that's great. That's perfect. But what I'm saying is this, though, is that still wouldn't get around the aspect of knowing like how a thing work and how it don't work. You know what I mean? It's like what are the words like you saying, the words don't really matter. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get a comprehensive idea for the people.
The word matter a lot.
So check it out though. We trying to talk to the people. So it's like, okay, on one hand, we hear you say, okay, man, I'm just trying to just say leg, bro. You know what I mean? How the leg work. You be like, man, fuck that. The leg ain't even, the name ain't even leg. So that shit don't even work the way they say it work. You see what I'm saying? It's like, goddamn, bro. It's like, how do we get fucked?
No. Hold up, zone. Wait a minute, zone. Hold on, zone. No, but hold up, wisdom. I'm finna let you finish your statement. I'm gonna tell you something. What you explaining would be an improper use of etymology, and you'll never see me doing nothing like that. Etymology is just like everything else. It's a time and place for it. It's a time for me to, there's a reason I would use etymology as a tool, like there's a reason I would use a hammer or a wrench. That may be, I may have to use sacred geometry to show you how the leg work. May have to use them both.
What am I
may have to use, that's all, yeah.
Let me ask you this. What are you answering right now? Like, what did I say to make you say what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm answering the part when you was like, if a person is trying to teach about the leg, would I automatically request an etymological interpretation of the leg? I would tell you I will make that request based upon what portion of the leg they're trying
Somebody
to
said you just did it with carbon.
So
hold on.
Interject on that real quick.
A second. Y'all gotta let me. Hey, look here, man. Y'all gotta let me finish answering a brother now. Come on, man.
Right. Y'all what I'm telling. Let me have a response to him right quick because I think he like off track from what I was saying. So y'all gotta let us get it aired out just for 1 second. We're gonna do it in a gentleman style. So
what I'm telling you is when I speak, I may or may not use etymology. I may or may not always use sacred geometry on a thing, or I may use them both. These are teaching tools, and I use them when I think they're necessary, like any handyman.
Yes, sir. So let me just slide it in, Sanchez, so we can move on past. We ain't got to go back and forth like that. All right, so I don't want to say this, though, because I think you still understand what I'm saying, though, right? It's because I understand how important it is for the etymology and all that, you know what I mean? But it's equally important for people to know how that thing
hell yeah,
works.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. So the crazy thing, and just to agree with you.
Hold on, Sanchez. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and just to agree with you on that, there's no way you can know the etymology without learning how it works.
Exactly.
You can't go hand in hand.
So that's why I would like to be able to like to stress that to the people, because like instead of hearing two strikingly opposing ideas, we want to be able to bring it to the middle. Let's
do this so we can end the argument, because I gotta get ready to go here in a minute. Check this out. The etymology of the word government is to govern the mental. In order for you to know the etymology, you got to know how it works. See, government is a tool to govern the mind. And if you break down the etymology of it, it tell you what the tool does. It govern mental. So what I'm telling you is you can't separate the two. Like, to be an etymologist, you also got to understand in full detail that which you're given the etymology of and the functions of it. Because the etymological structure of a word is the sound vibration of it. The word etym is the word atom to the Greek. So they're breaking down a word on a vibrational level. And when you do that, it defines itself in all aspects. That's why I chose etymology.
And that's right. And Sanchez, but check this out too, right? Now you have gave a good ass expression about like what it means. And you know that famous saying where they say knowing is only half the battle. You know what I mean? So now once you know the etymology and you know how it works, you know what I'm saying, intellectual wise, then when I ask you the next question, now how does energy actually work? Then what would your question be? Your answer be? Besides,
okay, so after I give you the etymology, you want to know how would the energy actually work? You said.
Because let me tell you why I'm saying what I'm saying, though, to let you my basis so you'll be able to answer me in the proper way.
I can tell you
because you were saying that, you know what I mean, once you understand the etymology of the word, you automatically know what it is, which is absolutely 100% true. You know what I mean? So that's the knowing it as far as like etymology and all that. But you know, knowing something does not give you experience. It gives you the know-how to do it. You know what I mean?
Listen, here's the thing. Knowing etymology gives you experience in etymology. So for example, I can break down to you, I can be a professional etymologist, which means I can break down the word architecture for you in etymology, but I ain't never got to go build a house. That's not what an etymology does. The etymology has experience in deciphering words, and I have so much experience in that. So I am very experienced and a professional at just what I do, nothing more. I'm not saying I'm going to become every word I do the etymology of. Like if I give you the etymology of astronaut, don't mean I got to go to space or shit like that. You feel me? I'm dealing with the words is what an etymology do.
Yeah. This my last response, fellas.
So that means science still have some validity.
Right. So that's exactly what I'm going to. Another word. Yeah, y'all got it right now. Go ahead. Y'all go ahead, fellas. I've been going back for it enough.
Go ahead, Wilson.
And if you're talking about the etymology of the word leg, and that comes also with the word shin, and the root of that is the planet Saturn, which is called Shani.
But he don't believe in Saturn. Go ahead, Wisdom.
You know, but my thing is just this, though. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you know, like so my thing is this. We know we have people that darker skin, what we want to call them black, whatever. We have people that are different colors. We do. We have this. This is a fact. You know what I mean? Okay. So we have hair that grows in different ways. People, we know this. You know what I mean? This is absolute fact.
Nature got diversity, yeah.
So, yeah. So my thing is this, Sanchez, like, once we get past the etymology aspect, you know what I mean? Because those men don't understand. You know, people from the hood
don't get past that.
So check it out. You know, people from the hood and stuff, they don't give a fuck about no melanin and the shit go like this. And
everybody in the chat room from the hood.
Wait.
But no, I just gotta let you know. Hold on. Let me just you can get it, Wisdom. I'm just gonna need 2 seconds.
Okay, go ahead.
Drop interested in melanin, and he from the hood. Hold up, but wait a minute. Wait. I'm finna let you get it. Quinn from hold up, brother. I'm finna give you the mic. Quinn from Chirac, he here interested in melanin. Josh Tumet from the Bay Area somewhere in Cali like that, he here interested in it. Most of the chat, Alkaline from the damn hood, man, and he here interested in melanin. Come on, brother, get to your point. Get to your point. Get to your point, brother.
Hey, listen, don't respond off the point that I'm not even making.
You still cannot
because what I'm saying is this.
Science is not relevant.
Please let me finish song, please.
Let's refrain from. Let's refrain. I gotta go. Listen, let's refrain from. We're wasting our. Listen, we're wasting our time stereotyping, generalizing instead instead of dropping jewels, man. That's what I'm here to do.
That's what I'm all about, baby. I've been doing that ever since I opened my mouth, and I'm still trying to drop jewels as I'm opening my mouth.
Hood people don't care nothing about it. If they won, then most,
but you know what I'm saying, fam?
That's crazy.
You cannot do that to me. Not the most logical person on the planet.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
You cut me off, literally.
You go ahead. Hurry up, finish, man. I gotta go.
I'm gonna hurry up and finish. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna haul ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you boss me around, but I'm gonna finish. I ain't gonna let you make me not finish. So listen. Like I'm saying again. Listen. I was saying that when it comes to the etymology, because I'm not saying I'm from the streets. Oh, everybody from the hood. I know that. What I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, we want the people to get off the show having a comprehensive understanding of how melody actually works. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So we talk about animal acids or carbon really mean a carbon and all this shit. Okay, nice. We know what the ancestors saying it means, but not in no way does that teach people how to access this carbon that you're talking about or this carbon, whatever you want to call it.
And that's where I come into play.
Hey, hold on, Justin. Hold on. Let him finish. Let me say something. All right, now you made wisdom. You gotta stop. You just made your point now. I gotta go, brother. It's other people here. But when you finish,
okay, you the boss. You the boss. You got it, man.
All right, hey, now everybody mute because we going one at a time. I told y'all I got to go. So anybody in my chat saying, yeah, I got to cut people off now because I got to get up out of here, and the man keep coming with questions for me. To the people on the sideline, I can really answer the questions myself. It's unfortunate that he questioning only me. So, but I'm going to answer them. I want to hear from other people, but I want to show that I can indeed answer the question. So here's the thing. When you say the etymology don't show the applications or the usage of a thing, it's stupidity. Because when you ask somebody about government, I didn't say that. Don't brother, let me finish talking. I don't want to have to. If you interrupt again, I'm gonna have to end the call, and you're gonna mess it up for every single brother on here. I can't finish the show quick if you keep interrupting me, and I got to fucking go, man. Please get your emotions out of it and let me talk and don't interrupt again. I'm begging you, dude, because I really gotta go, and I'm trying to make this shit quick. Please, brother, I'm begging you, brother, please don't talk again.
Like I respect you.
Please just stop talking for please and just let me talk. I'm begging you, brother. Damn, I'm begging. How is saying I'm begging you, disrespecting you? That's doing the opposite. That mean I'm on my knees, dude. I'm humbling myself. I'm begging you.
My bad, Sanchez. I'm muted, bro. Let's go.
So check this out, man. Here's what I'm saying. A normal person who don't know the etymology of government, don't know the implications of what the Democrats and Republicans actually doing, which is governing their fucking mind, because they don't know the applications of how the word is applied in their day-to-day life. See, when I break down the etymology of government, it shows you the function, so no one can come to me and say what I'm teaching ain't applicable to life. Just like when I brought up the word carbon and brought up the word charcoal, it showed you the word carbon as a burning agent, a conduit in between energy and physical matter. That's why it's called carbon, because it's a car, it's a vehicle. Etymology shows us the functions of the word as opposed to just looking up the damn definition. That's what I'm saying. It takes you to a way where you can decipher this thing and actually put it back together again, like the brother One World, One Hood doing with energy generators. Because when you understand the etymology of what they're saying, you can now see the construct and apply it. Whereas simply defining that won't do it. You see what I'm saying? So etymology is the foundation of all sound, and only a fool would even not notice the brilliance of the language of etymology, which is one of the oldest damn languages on earth. I ain't inventing no damn wheel here.
Can I close out after that, Sanchez? All right, so all I want to say this is, y'all, if you want to learn how to use the magnetic field around you in order to channel your energy, it's all about concentration and focus. You know what I mean? Because the electromagnetic field is basically lights, and it has like 7 ranges of lights, and it range everywhere from the red light spectrum all the way up to the purple light spectrum. And so when you down at the lower light spectrum, which is the red light spectrum, it's dealing with survival and fear and worry and all those type of things, which cause you to vibrate on the lower vibration. And then once you move up to the next level, it gets you into like around like the sacral area. And we know sacral, what sacral means is like referencing to like sunlight and stuff like that. So it has caused you to vibrate dealing with your umbilical cord. And then once you move up to the next level, it's your solar
brother. I don't mean to cut you off, but what you're doing is rude. I told you I gotta go, and it's 10 brothers on the panel been waiting to speak, and you're just overly dominating it.
Wow, I ain't know what I was doing, rude. My bad. I'm done.
Yeah.
Hey, bro Sanchez, I wanted to close out with an etymology of melanin.
Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, so the word mela is a Sanskrit word that translates to meet, and 9 or nin is the number 9. And so what it's talking about is meeting the 9 celestial planetary luminaries or grahas, because that is ultimately the notes which is playing the melody of life. And I close with that. Thank you.
Ooh, that boy hit a one-liner, didn't he?
You ain't gotta be long when you be strong. That's the thing about it.
Hey, I'm gonna close out with this, man. I appreciate you having me on. I know we.
Oh yeah, I just wish we can make the quality of the show get better with time, where we can go one at a time with each other. And that go for me too. But go ahead. Let everybody.
The irony of the charcoal, right? You go the irony of it, right? When we talking black and white, what color do the charcoal turn when it's done burning? There you go.
So let me say something to
right now, Sanchez.
Yeah, I'm closing out. I'm letting everybody build who ain't built, and I'm sorry that the brother Wisdom was dominating, but it was kind of his little one-on-one thing. But we're gonna be live again tomorrow. We going again another open panel tomorrow. We're gonna continue.
I don't know how you gonna make the most sensible person be to blame for anything. Don't do that to my name.
No, I'm just saying, brother, it's all good. So if you got an excuse to be
ain't all good. You gotta slander me, it ain't all good. Don't slander me, bro.
I'm telling you, no. Wisdom. Hold up, Zone. Damn, Zone. Can you hold up, Zone?
All these dudes come from anyway, like you said.
Wisdom. Let me tell you what I'm doing, brother.
We can run it back tomorrow, me and you.
Hold on. Let me tell you what I'm doing, brother.
I don't want to overtalk you. I don't even want to talk no more.
You overtalking me now. I'm trying to get in and build with you, my brother. Here's the thing now. People in the chat room saying you talk too damn much. I was giving you an excuse. I was telling them, hey man, I put his name in the title so he get an excuse to talk too much. Me and him got a one-on-one. He can have dominance today. So I was giving you an excuse is what I was doing. I was on your side, nigga.
My bad, but
damn, brother.
I don't give a fuck about them people in that damn chat.
But it ain't got to come to all that. I don't care what you give a fuck about.
I appreciate it if that's what you were doing. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
Yeah, see,
because I know, like said, real though, a real nigga. You know my nigga, right? You know you my nigga, right? Come on, man. Hey, I'm the same way all the time, up and down.
I'm saying I got the end of joint though. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go to my bad. I might be talking too much right now. My bad.
Yeah, nigga, you cutting up, bro.
Hold on, let me close out with this, man. Y'all motherfuckers is some brilliant motherfuckers. That's what makes this show dope. And I'm gonna go ahead and holler at y'all niggas in a minute, man. Y'all keep bringing shit that I can grow my mind, because I love picking y'all brain. And y'all be easy.
And appreciate that drop. And let me say this to your Wisdom. When I do something, don't take this to no offense, but I don't give a fuck what you give a fuck about. I'm going to say what I want to say as the host of the show. I don't care what you think. I'm going to say it anyway. Because it ain't, you see what I'm saying? It's what I want to say. You feel me? Yeah, that's all I'm saying, brother.
Sir.
You ain't gotta. Come on, brother. Don't be childish.
That's how you sound, nigga. Like
I'm just, nigga. Only thing I'm telling you is this, brother.
Everything don't require
agreeing with you, dog. I know you ain't a man when I'm agreeing with you. Come on, man.
Oh man, this dude is tripping hard. Wisdom, calm down, brother. It's gonna be all right, man. Let's close out, man. Let's close out. You overdoing it now, brother. You overdoing it now. You overdoing it now. You overdoing it.
I ain't asked you to respond to me no more.
But yeah, you overdoing it now, bro.
I'm done with it. I'm still done with it.
You nigga.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah,
check
I just
this
wanted
out.
to say, okay, go ahead, one word.
Yeah, what I wanted to add though is only thing I really wanted to add is that your dark skin, your black people, your dark skin is what makes you block the sun more, and that's the reason why for your vitamin D deficiency. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why we're targeted more is because we have the darker skin. So we're blocking the sun more. We're not taking more and we're not getting more. We're blocking more. Okay? And so
I
just make
disagree with
want to
that.
make sure
I disagree with
If
that,
I
bro.
drive in a black car, I'm gonna be hotter,
I'm
bro.
just giving you
Right,
I'm,
one
I
world.
disagree with
Exactly
that.
right, one world.
I'm letting you understand the fact, you know what I'm saying? Because this is the reason why you're blocking more. Is
Right.
because your sun is blocking, your skin is blocking it. And the darker you are, the more blocking you have in your skin. You know
Then
what
that
I'm saying?
mean that's a good
That's the
thing.
first
That
time I
mean we
ever heard
absorbing
that.
the radiation better. That's a
And
good
see,
thing, guy.
and this is what I want to point out. I think what One World said, yeah, at first when you hear it, it's like, we thought black was absorbed. But that's called,
Exactly.
and listen, that's called cognitive dissonance. That's what we always heard. Now, when he said that, I got interested, like, damn, OG, I want to learn more now about how it can be the
Exactly.
other way. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's what I
Well, the
mean
reason I said that is
about
because when you're driving in a black car, you hotter than if you're in a white car. So there's absorption going on.
See what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
If,
So that's what I'm saying. Instead of being so argumentative,
My
man.
doctor told me.
Man, I've been saying that the whole
Ask your
time.
doctor.
I ain't being argumentative. I thought we had a gentleman conversation, and
Cause
I'm glad
look,
One
no,
World
you ain't
said
gotta
that
explain
because
yourself, brother. I
and I'm
gotta
not
get
right
out
now.
of here. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you got to go. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else? Let the other brothers close out, and maybe you can say
hey, I
something
just
else.
want to say, man, I know I got a little rowdy on the panel, man. I do apologize about that. Next time I'll be a little more humble, chill out. But I just was passionate about it. You know what I'm saying? But Sanchez, you know it's all love, bro. Ain't no
Oh
dislike,
no,
no hate,
man,
nothing.
y'all, you know it ain't. See, I'm not emotional, man. I
Nah,
do
you
this,
ain't. I
yeah,
agree.
yeah, yeah. But I
I
appreciate
agree.
y'all, brothers, man, and I appreciate your apology, maturity, and everything because yeah, we turns up. But yeah, man, we gonna finish this tomorrow, man. We gonna pick up where we left off, man, for real.
And I know,
And I'm gonna
man.
keep emailing you about an Astro stream.
Yeah, Sanchez.
Okay, hey,
I know. You had told me, man,
see,
that you see what you somebody else.
I was
Yeah,
telling
yeah, finna
Jasper,
say,
man.
yeah, I was gonna close up, my nigga.
All right, go ahead, Quinn.
God damn. But definitely just I want everybody to know, I'm gonna tell y'all how my mama told me when I was younger. At the end of the day, I ain't better than nobody and ain't nobody no better than me. And at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure Mother Nature preached the same thing. And we find that in all different kind of examples. And on that note, like I said, everybody, we all one, and it's one world and one hood. So shout out to One World, One Hood. He personifies that understanding because this shit be for everybody. And off that, I say too, I want everybody still, and you included, bro Sanchez, y'all still got to catch that series, The OA on Netflix. It'll tie a
Okay.
lot together for you that we discuss here on the panel or whatever that we'll be able to expound on a lot more. So
Oh yeah.
peep that.
I swear I ain't gonna sleep on it too long.
I can say something right now. Somebody else got to say something.
Go ahead.
That nigga there,
This nigga
boy.
ready to stab.
Hey, I'm dead ass serious though, bro. Like,
Go
Last
ahead,
thing I
man.
wanted to
Go
say
ahead.
too is I like sparring with y'all niggas. I don't give a fuck how heated it
I'm
gets.
all
That's what's
about
up.
order though. I don't like sparring. I'm out of
Go
order.
go
I don't
go
know,
ahead
y'all ain't noticed or not. And I don't like being
go
treated like no punk
go
bitch.
ahead,
But
brother. Go
hey,
ahead.
listen here though, Sanchez. I remember you had asked me, man, hey, do you want to do this thing one-on-one or you don't care the dudes come in or not? I let you make the decision. But the next time, bro, me and you gonna rap, dog, it gonna have to be one-on-one because I'm a gentleman for real. I know how to listen and let a man talk in response. But and when you got ad-libs, I can't do it, bro. I don't rock like that. So what I'm saying is this: I love the fellas when I know that's what it is. But I can't. I'm not gonna listen to nobody like call me. Just leave my fuck. I ain't gonna explain all the other shit. But like I said, though, man, hope we can just chop it up some more in the future. I already know how you rock. You know what I'm saying? You my dog. What I'm saying, I know you fuck with me the long way anyway. But hey, I don't know when we better get to the virus deal or whatever, you know what I mean, about that stuff we had talked about, you know what I mean? I don't know if we can run that down or not. You know
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You was a little disrespectful though. But hey, I'm out of here though, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow on the next panel.
I ain't gonna play them kind of game with you, youngster. You the kind of nigga I slap upside his motherfucking head on top of
Come on, man.
Sit down.
Now look, you just proved it right though. He said you disrespectful and you became disrespectful. You proved it right.
Hey, listen.
You proved him. You just proved it right.
Too. He know what I mean. It was all love when I said that. Ain't no disrespect.
That's like somebody saying, look, that's
like what I just said. It's Florida style, man. You heard what Zone just said.
Hold on.
Hey, come on, Drew. You heard what Zone just said. Sanchez, don't make it nothing up with that.
All right. Kane, anybody? I'm gonna close the call if nobody else gonna close out.
That's it.
I'm gonna go ahead and close the call. And I'm gonna do this again tomorrow. We got the peace, my brothers.
Yes, sir.
All right. See what people can't argue about me is that what I teach ain't factual and it ain't applicable. You see what I'm saying? Only a fool who don't know much would argue how valuable etymology is. You see what I'm saying? Sacred geometry. Symbols are the foundation of the material world. The loudest language that ain't being spoken is the symbol. Corporations know this. Most of symbols is what are the laws that base our world, from a simple stop sign, red light, green light, is off of symbolism. This is how nature teaches a baby how to find a nipple. The baby don't know a language. The baby know a dot. For some reason, is nature taught the baby that mean food. Ripple is food. Nipple, ripple, nipple, ripple is food. And a ripple effect is the foundation of all energy. What I'm teaching is the language nature speaks to the soul. That's etymology, syncretism, sacred geometry. Now, if you move to China and you wanted to communicate properly with the Asians, you will have to learn Chinese. I ain't doing nothing but teaching you a different language if you want to communicate with nature. If you want to understand how symbol translate the sound and how it foundates the physical world, vibration. The language nature speak to us without talking. That's the occult magic. That's the sigil magic. So that's what I'm talking about. You can't converse properly with nature without understanding her language. No different can you converse properly with a Chinese if you don't understand and learn Chinese. So you think about that. This is very important if you want to hear what nature is saying, because she ain't speaking English. God don't speak in Shakespearean medieval terms. Let there be light, behold. So just think about that, and I'll see y'all next time, man. I'm going to get on up out of here. Oh, let me call out these donations before I go, and then I'm going to shut the stream down. Shout out to Sade, D. Allen Warren, Cody White, my sister Ty Het Haru. Shout out to you. Shout out to Ryan Gibbons and Nathaniel Hills. Shout out to my sister Ash Cash. Hey, shout out to everyone that sent in super chat donations. Information Man Show. Shout out to my brother Information Man. My brother C. Big Gill. Sits SC20. Shout out to the Righteous One, Mangoo. Shout out to Catch My Flow. Shout out to all of you guys. Thank you for all the super chat donations. 5 Angels. Shout out to the people who sent in Streamlab donations. All right. And you know, I made it a lot of ways for people to donate, right? So that's what's up. Let me go ahead and call these out. Shout out to Reggie P. Shout out to, that was the only person, Reggie P. And I appreciate all of you guys. Shout out to my sister Duntrice and my brother Michael Heyman for that fire intro song and for your support. Shout out to Celestia Moore, that away man. My brother Back to Your Roots Herbs. Teardrop Hall, Gab, Real Conversations with Gab. Again, the brother Info Man, subscribe to him. You know what I'm saying? The brother AM1. Who else? The brother Big Dread, Alkaline City. Shout out to Xavier Christ. I see all of my mods out there in the chat room. Everything's love. You know what I'm saying? I see y'all. But I got to get out of here. I will call out more shout outs, but I got to go. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace and much love.